But
It's
we're not trying to get to like some place where you got reservation months in advance. We're talking about places that you
get out.
would say, yo, they deserve it because I go all the time and it's great. We got Danielle and Daniel on the phone. Where's yours?
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow? Where's that?
Let's listen to graveyard shit on the first. You telling me the guys from Bone Thugs aren't creative anymore? Like, that's always so shocking to me. As I've gotten older, the better I've gotten better.
Oh my gosh.
My skills have improved, and my prolification has increased. I don't understand these guys, all these rappers, all these artists, really, that don't just make music for the love of making music.
Ask for comment. That's why we're
it's
talking
so
about
weird to
places
me.
that you love, because there ain't no way.
I'm gonna put a song out every week if I can this year.
Star restaurant and be like, yeah.
I know it's a bad idea commercially or financially, whatever, but now we're making music, dude. We're a band. We make music.
Get our own. That's what we gotta do.
Going
Charles,
on.
You got a couple. Where
you know what? I gotta share this. Fuck it. Live you around. Yeah, well, that's what I do. You know, it's that time of day.
When I tell you they had the best food, whatever type of food
I'm trying to hear what song they're gonna play next. But fuck it. They're just talking. Now they're just talking. Wishing Marshall Mathers. Arise, chicken. Arise, chicken.
Arise!
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 Chicken! Arise, chicken!
I wish Eminem was my friend, but then again, do I? Pretending to bend the rules as he lends his voice to the trends like a good guy. A government hood spy claiming he would die before we endure any more of what could fly by is the same old same nothing raps. He mainly attacks brainless dingbats, but it's all in the family, his vanity cracks. Handed these facts, the
word
fantasy
dingbats
asks
if I didn't have the all in the family
about
behind
Israeli brats who keep killing blacks, the original Jews. You say that you hate that and that you'll call out abuse whenever the clues show you the ruse, but your red and white blues prove that you're paid for. You're just a caboose, and if I had your shoes, I'd step up and use the truth to remain poor, since I always say more with my stupid poetry than you've ever displayed your ruthless and greed. Looks for the opening, pushing the hopeless brings all the distraction. Your actions are sofa kings. We, Todd, Ed. You're ahead of the class, but do you call out Dennis? You claim you're the glass half full, but you menace the ditties.
So what are we doing today, people?
Balls of Paul. You make no sense like Venice. You won't call out the small hats.
No sense like Venice.
You tragically fall, forgetting your ass kicked. Your mask hit the flaws and clapping applause and lawless behavior. You're the best of us all, but you always do favors. You're just another sailor in a chosen ship of fools. It seems as though you're tailored to push glam into rules. Like you swallow the jewels, you're proud to be a mule. Your view's an illusion, your wins come when we lose. Eminem is a candy rapper.
Rapper Dan the man.
Manufactured like the clapper, an aborted bastard plan.
You know, I just, it sucks because I really wish that I could do this and there would be proper opposition. Right? Like, I wish low tier bullshit that comes my way. I really like to know what I'm getting wrong. I'd really like to know what you think about religion. I'd really like to know, like, I want to be wrong. I'd like somebody to come through here and show me that I'm wrong about everything and actually kind of fucking stupid, so I should just stop what I'm doing. Like, it's I can't tell you how much I wish I could. Okay, so how about I just use my skills to make songs about bitches and hoes and niggas and teeth and shoes and all that good stuff. You know, I want to be that. I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be the guy that sees things that are wrong. You know, and it's crazy because, like, you know, I know there are people that are in the same shoes I am and see the same things I do, and you know, and I know it's for them. It's nice having somebody that actually says the same things. But man, it's fucking difficult. It's fucking difficult. And then, you know, the Tartaria stuff is really such a huge part of this, and yet people don't seem to. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Sit here and I'm gonna try not to. You know, I got other stuff to do today. I got some No Man's Sky to play. So if the feed isn't going extra swell today, then I'm just gonna count it early. I'm gonna waste my fucking energy. I don't know. You know, I see so many videos all the time. It's weird to be where I am, I'm telling you. You know, when I see my fellow truthers out there making, like Lawrence Johnson. Lawrence Johnson makes decent videos, actually pretty good videos. But at the same time, it's like he's a halfie. Talks about, you know, hell is hot and I hope you dress cold. Like, he says this shit all the time. And he clearly is distracted by religion. And religion is going to be the downfall. Religion is how they're going to maintain the control that they have. I'm recording in the bathroom as when I turned up at my friend's Placetti record, his condenser mic wasn't working, so into the bathroom. I prefer being in the closet. I go in the closet because it's surrounded by all my wife's clothes. Those act as a dampener. And then I can also hold one of her, like, she's got a suit jacket or something that hangs down. So I grab one of the sleeves and I hold it in front of my mouth to act as the pop screen. Like, you can't hear a difference between my closet vocals and the vocals I paid for a couple weeks ago. Wishing Marshall Mattered is one of those. That one, Epstein Files, and then another one you guys haven't heard yet. You gotta do what you do. Yeah, well, shit can be expensive. You know, I know I'm fucking rich and I'm living high in the hog and all that shit, but I have to maintain this illusion of poor. It's really actually, I actually enjoy the situation I have set up. I mean, if you think about it, it's actually the best possible situation. You know, if you know anything about like sound rooms and shit, so like you say, the foam on the walls. If I'm surrounded by my wife's clothes, it's, you know how the foam will have like the divots, the egg shapes? That's so the sound goes in it. But basically the clothes act like a giant egg shape. And they muffle everything. I mean, it's great. I really suggest anybody that needs to record vocals, do it that way. Go into a closet, all the clothes hanging up around you. Use one of the things as one of the sleeves or whatever as a pop screen. And use your phone. Your phone is designed to filter out background noise and pick up on your voice. Like, it learns your voice and then it picks up on your voice. So, like, you know, you'd have to buy a pretty special microphone to do similar things when your phone has it. Oh yeah. I like the whole authenticity. Like, I think it's even, the whole aspect of it's just great. Plus, it pushes me, like, because I don't have somebody to, like, I don't have the ability to just, I mean, I guess I could just stop and then start recording again, like if I fuck up a verse and then Charles would have to edit it together. But that would make more work for him, and I can hear the breaks in Wishing Marshall Mattered where that happened. Wishing Marshall Mattered where that happened. I don't know if you guys do, but I do. So I can hear the slight little changes of and, you know, energy and stuff. So when I record, I make sure I record each verse in one take. Each verse is one take, and then the hooks are one take. It sucks, you know, it can be difficult. A good way to go through considering delivery. Yeah, no, I have to do it that way. Oh, sorry, I'm talking to somebody else. Super important. Michelle, what? Like, isn't it funny how obviously you've watched for a long time and the submarine thing sticks in your craw, and yet, can you debunk it yet? Or can you debunk me yet? Did you go learn what you could learn so that you could come you know, if you could come, sorry, getting distracted by the second one. You could come here and educate and show us everybody what's up. Sorry. Did I say I was right? I meant 1, 2, 4x2. They're making frogs gay. No, it's not. No, because they're making frogs gay is a really popular thing. Lots of people say stupid shit like that. The only difference is, or the main difference, you can't say anything. You just, like, all you do is come here and cry. Just like with every other thing I bring up, every other point I make, all you do is cry. You don't actually engage or you know, tell me what's wrong, or it's just, you just keep crying. Oh, and I made frog. No, frogs gay thing is stupid. We're not frogs. along with the production sampler. You kinda mainstream. Go fuck yourself, you fake piece of shit. Look at your profile. Look at the profile you have created specifically to watch me. Like, do you understand how fucking weird that is? You Israeli pieces of shit. Do you understand how weird that is? You make special profiles just for me and then want to pretend like I don't rule your world? Of course I do. Yeah, because everybody believes what the fake profile says, right? If I deleted your profile, it's because you said some pedophile shit. So, way to out yourself again. You only get deleted for trying to use pedo code or saying pedo shit. Or doxing, I guess. But, yeah, you pedophiles are pretty predictable. And really too stupid to actually have these kinds of conversations. So I greatly appreciate you being here and playing the role, because it would be really, really hard to explain this to people without them seeing it. Oh yeah, I give a shit about you claiming what I look like. That's what it is. No, you're a fucking pedo. You're a piece of shit pedophile motherfucker. Well, kid fucker. And that's why you got blocked. Stop trying to make it sound like it was something else. Fucking weirdo. Oh, now, yeah, see, you can tell what I'm saying is working, because he's going, yeah, you have 11 viewers, he starts getting all crybaby. They're so dumb. They just don't, like, it's, if you open up the books on Israel, you demonize Israel. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. That's the stupidity we're dealing with. They actually thought that was a good argument. No, if you open up the books on Israel, you demonize Israel. Talk about fucking dumb. When you come across a pedo, kick him in the dick. Don't slap him in the head. No, kick him in the dick. Black and white or red, but kick him in the dick. Kick him in the dick. Come across a pedo, kick him in the dick. Don't slap him in the head. Yep, blah, 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 blah. I love how people are like, again, it's like you acknowledge that you're stupid. You acknowledge that you can't actually have the big boy conversation. So you just start saying stupid shit. Keep going, like, for real, it works. It helps. Like, it's the strangest shit. And you'll be back tomorrow, and you'll be back the next day, and if I go back later today, you'll be back, and this is all just Israeli shit. If people don't understand, I guess that's on you, but ask yourself, who is going to obsess over me? I mean, especially in a negative sort of way. Who's going to do that? Who's going to be like, oh, that's the guy that thinks we should kill pedos and overthrow the friars? I'm going to waste my life trying to troll him. Hi. Hello, Shmula Shmula. She's a good girl. When you come across a pedo, kick him in the dick. No. Slap him in the head. No. Kick him in the dick. Black or white or red bone, kick him in the dick. Even if they offer bread, yo, kick him in the dick. Come across a pedo, kick him in the dick. Shame on this man. Yep. He hates pedophiles and wants you pedophiles to die. Again, think about that. This person is crying about the guy who thinks we should kill pedos. Make it make sense. And they come here every day. Let's see. Perfect example here where we can see it. Because if a tree fell in the forest and no one sees it, the dude. Right. Right, Karen. It's easy, man. Ugh. You can't shame me. I don't allow you to shame me. What you do is out yourself. That's all. And there's no point in saying the same thing over and over again. You know what I'm saying. You're just desperately trying to get around it. But if you weren't a pedo and or a friar, you'd be calling it out. You wouldn't be attacking the person that doesn't. Right? Yep, we got 1 like. 8 viewers, 1 like, 2,500 subscribers. Make it make sense. Yep, I just scrolled past that. I just scrolled past it. It fell for a bit, man. You just scrolled past my video a year ago. You scrolled past my video a year ago. Was like, oh, I'm a huge submarine enthusiast. Got mad at what I was saying. And then decided you were going to make me your life's work. Gotcha. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Yeah. Random guy in Detroit. For the same reason you obsess over that random guy in Detroit, you dumbass. Like, again, do you really type this out and then be like, this is going to get him, and click enter? That's really what you do? No, not a steamer. Well, I'm a steamroller, baby. I'm bound to roll right over you. It's a great song. Should redo that one. Yeah, I couldn't take a steamroller if I tried. I'd fucking die. How would you know that? You didn't know it. Most people don't know that song. You were surprised to hear that song. I used to love steamrollers. I used to love making my own bongs. Boy, was I stupid. We used to love to do that shit. Try to make the most elaborate bongs we could make. Like, when I think about some of the shit I used to do with fucking, 2 liters and tin foil and PVC pipes and all this shit. One time, we were driving around the town we were, and I had a 4-foot bong shoved down my pant leg. And I was driving like I could barely do it. God, we were dumb. Everything's a conspiracy, at least by definition. So, of course it is. Can't play other people's music. Don't you guys understand that? If I could play other people's music, I would. Not as much, but I would. But I can't. I had to get special permission from my own band to be able to play my music on my page because of copyright issues. For a nobody nothing band, we sure do get hit real quick. Yeah. Dude, you're a fucking Christian. This isn't the place for you. I think you guys are sick. You're a sick piece of shit if you're a Christian. You're a sick, arrogant fuck. I can't stand arrogant people. And the arrogance it takes to be a Christian is just, it's really unparalleled. Like, Christians are at the top of that fucking, that chart. This song reminds me of Sesame Street from Goody Mob. Who's that looking in my windows? Pow, nobody now. They don't dance no more. 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 Huh. Yeah, yeah. Look at, I am an angry gay. Yep, I am angry because I hate you pedophiles. Yeah, like, again, am I supposed to not be angry about you pedophiles? Am I supposed to just be like, yay, these pedos are here and they're pedos? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Okay, here we go. Our serial defeat ends with our queen glory. Oh. I don't like your stuff. You don't talk about niggers killing and shooting and bitches and hoes and drugs and drugs and drugs all the time. Man. Meanwhile. Epstein tapes. ISIS hit Russia in typical style. But where are the Epstein tapes? The boat with the bridge that fell into a pile. But where are the Epstein tapes? The churches molested another church. Oh. Where are the Epstein tapes? They have the Goy in a state of denial. But where are the friggin' Epstein tapes? Unhinged. Let's go. This live is gonna smack. Unhinged. I mean, what's more unhinged than believing in a fucking fairy tale? Than basing your entire life on a fucking fairy tale? And the and the crazy part is that fairy tale is like, it's not even like your fairy tale. Oh my God. You know, you're obsessed with a fairy tale that paints you as secondary, as second tier. Like, what, how stupid do you have to be? And then when you look at, like, you know, what's come of it, how it's actually worked, like, it's fucking nuts. Especially people my age or near me with friends or family made to lose their lives that were removed or just screwed, both up and down. While the excuses that are used prove the same clues that I found to be the blame that's on the brown people, as it always is, when the shame that's underground hides the evil that persists to this day involving kids. But today it's called Epstein. As as scripted as a scene from a liquid TV game. Persistently between our genetics and the oh, meth junkie, yep. Here we go. Are you a mad Christian? Is it a dumbass Christian coming in mad because I said something about your stupid ass belief structure? So now instead of actually making an argument, well, like, usually the drug references are from like, Christians are more likely to make those dumb statements. You know, the mental thing is the friars, but the friars do the drug one all the time too. But obviously, everything I'm doing is perfect because you come back every single day for more. You know, if I was failing, that would be one thing. If it was anything other than, like, obviously censorship is at play, if it was anything other than that, then you might have a point. But that was different. Gary Caradoni Carradoni led the team investigating Lawrence King, a coffee-colored man, the cream, allowed to rise and dance and sing the national anthem at their thing. They love to tell him, step and fetch it. He kissed the wall and every ring. The Franklin Federal Community Credit Union was where he was embedded to steal
I
$38
think he's
million.
desperate and trying to.
What really got his pork chop credit was being a villain in power.
You know,
And
but the
Gary
reality
found
is, like,
flowers that would nuke the entire
I can't tell you how many
pictures
pages I
featuring Larry the
frequent,
Coward breaking
and I hate the
children's
guy.
dreams as the sound of those kids' screams went
Like, that would be
all the
like
way up
me
to the
watching
president.
Ben Shapiro.
Everyone at Steve's got fucked like
But that's basically what you guys
something
are.
so irrelevant they just fucked everyone. The room had so many
You watching me is like me watching Ben Shapiro.
Like melanin in
Other
the
than,
sun,
you know, if
monsters
I was
tan so
watching
many
Ben
eyes
Shapiro,
that their
I'd
integrity
actually
was
be
done
pointing
with
out what the fuck he's talking about and calling him out and, you know, all that shit. I would, oh man, what I wouldn't give to interview with Ben Shapiro, of all people, man, that would just be fantastic. Because that guy is a monster. Like, he's a piece of shit. And I'm really getting sick of, like, you have Anna Kasparian. And she, and Anna Kasparian, what's the other one? Abby Martin. Abby Martin, isn't it weird how Abby Martin and Anna Kasparian not only look identical, but they also both dyed their hair blonde at the same time? Strange, huh? Right? And so, like, people will, you know, my wife shares it with me and says, oh, look at this. She's saying the right things. She's saying the right things, blah, 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 blah. But is she? You know? I mean, who was it? Candace. Candace is as big a piece of shit as it can be. Like, Candace is as fake and as dumb as it gets. Right? Candace is Candace is the you know, the trash, man. She plays the role. She said it in the interview with Shmuley. And the funny thing is, you know, it's a work because Shmuley lets her say it. Shmuley doesn't interrupt her at all. Not at that part. He interrupts her at other parts. But when she's saying shit like it's unquestionable that Hamas did an unacceptable attack on October 7th, you had supporters. She was a supporter of Israel before October 7th. If you were ever an Israel supporter, you're a bad guy. I mean, it's you know, if you're a kid, you do what you're told as a kid. But once you got to be an adult and you were shown the narrative, you know, it would, and you still believe, like, you're still like, yeah, no, it's okay. Like, I mean, just think about it. All of you piece of shit Americans out there, right? You all think you're all so fucking great and entitled and you deserve this and you deserve that and, you know, blah, blah, blah. You absolutely think way too highly of yourselves. And at the same time, if anybody tried to do what Israel's doing to the Palestinians, to us, you'd lose your shit. We need to nuke them. They're trying to take our land. Like, I love how white Americans act like this is theirs. You know? And then at the same time, you're going to condemn the Palestinians for fighting like the same fucking fight. Ooh, redhead. Look at this guy. Oh my God. Like, this is who I imagine most of the people that aren't friars, that's who these guys are. Right? That's who most of these guys are. Dunning-Kruger effect. There we go. Dunning-Kruger effect. Another one of their points. One of their provided talking points. You know, if I was actually wrong about something, especially that jackass would say so. Instead of running and hiding behind, well, I can't answer for anything you're saying, so I'm going to bring up the Dunning-Kruger effect. You just debunk something I'm saying. But this is that you know, they love. I'm surprised I haven't heard that one in a while. You know, but that one was a victim of the exposure. You know, when we figured out the schizophrenic thing, it's schizophrenic, and now it's in the same category. Although that is enough to bring the hate they so deserve. Like ketchup and mustard icing. What you total idiot. Yep. Here we go again. Right? Which part? Which part? That we should kill pedophiles part, or we should overthrow the friars part? Which part don't you like there? I mean, think about it. How come Christians can't engage? If Christians have the truth, how come they always fall apart so easily? I mean, at the very least, why don't you pray that God gives you some extra strength or something? The article is difficult to read in many aspects. It's literally despicable and unbelievably tragic, but also there's the static the page runs to obfuscate, stretching the truth like elastic while it kicks you off and proves they can't see. Nobody is even Christian. Yeah. You're not Christian. I know. You're dumb friars. You're dumb friars. The majority of you are dumb friars. He jumped in the pool with his clothes on like a dumbass. He's probably like most people that repeat the same shit every time. Yep, see again. Can't actually engage in any of the things, any topics. Given the opportunity, I said, hey, which one is it? Is it the kill pedos thing? Or is it the overthrow the friars thing? And instead of saying things like, fuck yeah, we should kill pedos, but you're a dumbass because, or you know, anything like that, he just keeps going because there's nothing he can say. It seems like I'm the only hope. I deserve their favor. I should be their holy goat. I'm their favorite flavor. I'm here to expose how they're living on a razor. Ugh. Fucking ridiculous, man. Judaism's savior. It's the bottom of dark. Fucking dumbass friars, man. Dumbass friars. And even dumber Christians. Like, you're even dumber if you're a Christian. That's the best part. As dumb as the friars are, you're even dumber. It's crazy. Like, you wouldn't think people would be so fucking dumb. Like, how many times does your organization have to be caught raping children before you're like, hey, maybe I shouldn't be a part of this organization anymore? But it's the same, like, you're made to be stupid. Like, the fact is, most of us believe that the whole Israel issue, conflict, like, it depends on where you are, right? If you're a low-level truther, you'll say, you know, you might bring up the Balfour Declaration. If you're not at all a truther and you just go off of what the world tells you, basically everything sort of started in 1948 when Israel was just established. It was just established, and those mean old Palestinians didn't want to give the friars what they wanted. The fact is, most people don't even have any idea because there is no way of explaining it. Right? There's no way you can say, well, you know, they believe that the book that they wrote and tell us, the Bible, says that this is their chosen land, their land, it's theirs for them, promised to them thousands of years ago. So they're just going to come, you know, murder a bunch of people to get it back. Do underhanded, shady shit, you know, steal things. Nobody's going to hear that and go, oh, yeah, that fucking makes sense. You know, most people will hear, you know, a lot of people, it's their promised land. They've heard the talking points, the schmooly talking points, but they don't fucking know. And the reality is, they've been trying to colonize Palestine since they began. And I'm pretty sure they began in the mid 1800s. I know there are supposedly narratives from prior to, but the funny thing about them is that all of their historical bullshit was oral. They used oral traditions, right? So there's a convenient excuse for why they don't have any like real recorded history. It was us oral tradition passed down. Big game of telephone.
If you're gonna lie big. A big lie's been supplied to the kids. From the old London bridge to the three little.
Right. Want my car? What do you want? Reminded us of how the Ottoman lost World War I supporting the Kaiser. Any original thoughts, Poindexter? Yeah. Aren't you the one doing that? What is an original? Are you going to be one of these liar friars? Because obviously you're a friar. Are you going to be one of these lying friars who claims that they were told about, joined 3 years ago, has 1 subscriber. They were told about the Havara Agreement in school? When you were given your month-long history lesson on World War II every year, they talked all about the Havara Agreement, the Friar Agency, the Zionist federations, and all. They talked all about it, right? They told you all about the Aliyahs. You know? And yeah, you know, there's lots of people talking about auto-emancipation. There's lots of people talking about friarism began somewhere in the 1850s or so. Yeah, oh man, I'm just copying off of everybody right now. You hear all kinds of people saying that shit, right? The dick I think is intimidating. Clearly, I'm smarter than you. If there was something you could debunk, you would. You know? If anybody, don't get it twisted. New people, whatever. If you're watching, like, share, sub, help out. But the new people that might be sort of on the fence or wondering what's going on, just think about it. None of these people have, like, they're not just sitting on some really great argument that as soon as they say it, it's going to shut the whole feed down and I'm just going to look like a stupid ass. But they're just waiting for the right time to say it. You know? And until that point, they're just going to say dumb shit over and over again. No, if they had an argument, they would just give it. You wouldn't have to fucking pull it out of them. When you have the truth, you go live and talk about it. When you have the truth, you can't help but tell people.
Starting in the mid-1800s, the lie big.
It's pretty shocking.
Putting picture cards into their products to show us what are now long forgotten wonders of the world of construction. Call it Tartaria, or just the old world. We are
Like, look at this shit. There's not a single reasonable argument here. Nobody is going to come in here and tell me why Matitza is okay and it's something we, as a society, should continue to tolerate.
And see the big lie for yourself.
Right? Why we should continue to allow soul correction every 2 weeks. Why we as a society aren't stepping up to protect the Jewish children. My main goal on this feed is to protect the Jewish children. We have to protect the Jewish children. I'm proud to say that, right? You can't tell me I'm a bad guy for suggesting that we protect the Jewish children. I mean, I guess maybe you could, but you're a piece of shit, so you shouldn't be surprised by that. Are you a Protestant? Yeah, I've decided for no reason whatsoever, with no proof at all, that this particular version of Christianity is true, and all the other ones aren't. Yeah, that's how that works. Again, look at the comments, guys. Right? Nobody is debunking what I'm saying. Apparently, they don't agree we should protect the Jewish children. That's weird. It's fucking weird. You know, the fake profiles. The fake profiles made specifically to watch me. Because I blocked one of their previous profiles, one of many probably, because they were making pedophile fucking statements, right? Like, this whole thing is just, it's obvious if you look at it. If you want to remain blind and believe in Jesus and all that shit, it's there for you. It's there for you to believe it. That's why they give it to you. But Act.io is here in force. Act.io. Social networking service used by supporters of Israel to oppose online, quote, anti-Israel content, such as the Boycott, Divestments, and Sanction Movement, BDS. Its activities were referred to as, quote, an online propaganda campaign and, quote, a virtual situation room for pro-Israel experts. Act.io, pay attention to the wording that's specifically used here. This wasn't accidental. Nobody accidentally worded it this way. Made it so nobody can edit it and worded it just specifically this way multiple times. But this is important, right? Act.io directed its users to, quote, missions, to like, comment on, and share pro-Israel material on social media. It also asked users to flag, report, and respond to criticisms of Israel. Users were guided how to respond, which might entail writing a reply using the provided talking points. Right? It's so important that you pay attention to this. Don't you think it's strange that no friars come in here and try to defend friarism?
But it's never bad to end a narrative we should defeat.
Don't you think it's strange that even the Christians, they don't actually defend their shit? They don't provide you with anything good, but especially the friars. They don't tell you how anything they do is good, how their belief structure is any good. They don't, there's there's no justification. There's no explanation. None of it. They avoid it and they talk shit. And they try to make me sound like the bad guy for thinking we shouldn't allow children to be raped. Gosh, what a horrible creature I must be, huh?
The leaders who just laugh and are deserving.
Mi scusa.
That the chosen choose the path and it's still working.
I can confidently ignore the chat because I know they're never going to say anything of importance. I'm literally reading you what they want you to know, and they still can't. Nothing they can say. The app also provided users with ready-made memes promoting Israel's perspective for them to share. By completing missions, users earned points, unlocked badges, and had their scores displayed on leaderboards.
I met the friar hugs and kisses and constant APAC chivalry. And just like when Hillary won but lost the election,
You understand how fucked up that is?
seemingly willingly disappeared like Bill's erection whenever she...
And most of you will think like I know I thought it was, and actually it still is. Like I thought it was prizes like, you know, the prizes narrative is actually just kind of all encompassing.
Because at the end of every day, we're all goyim slaves to Israel. I just want to kirk all.
But this shit is, you know, the points thing is more like stripes. I mean, they still get points, or they still get little prizes like dolls and shit. Apparently, such a weird thing. They get a doll that looks like one of the leaders or some shit. They get a doll, but they get. Oh look, crystal meth induced psychosis. Yes. Yep. I've been up for 3 days. So you know that's a friar, right? Because what is that friar basing this shit on, right? You don't have access to me for 72 hours. How would you possibly know whether I was awake or asleep? You know, I mean, it's the desperation in their you know need to sort of distract and obfuscate. It makes them say such easily debunkable things. They're just, you know, they prove themselves to be stupid. The inbred stupidity is just bleeding through because, again, if you open up the books on Israel, you demonize Israel, right? That's what they say. Right?
Prove it doesn't want you sharing this song. Prove that guy will your guys using to prove you wrong. Hitting the shed.
Oh, now the crybaby friar is complaining. His comments are getting deleted by YouTube. Let me guess. Those happen to be the comments where you're actually saying something. Yep, that's what it is. Oh, the dumb comments, well, those don't count. They let those come through. But the ones where you actually answer for yourself, for your friar organization and all that shit, YouTube, friar-controlled YouTube, they're censoring you now. Mm-hmm. Totally makes sense. Oh, look. Somebody's flying the pedo flag. The blue and white pedo flag. Fly it and let everybody know, you know, in the chat who's a proud pedo. That flag represents pedophilia. You know, think about it. If it was brown and white, you'd say that flag looks like a butthole. Chocolate starfish in the middle. These guys, like, it's not just that pedophilia happens. You know, according to their belief structure, those who can say that they're actually not pedophilic and they don't, you know, they don't partake in the pedophile stuff, they're actually going against the religion. They're probably the minority when you actually look into it. You know, especially since, like, so many of you think that, you know, circumcision is just no big deal. It's so fucking crazy that we've been manipulated into thinking that it's not just no big deal, it's a necessity, it's a good thing. It's absolutely not. It's a disgusting, horrific trauma, especially with the way it's done to the Goyim. You know, at least with them, they wait 8 days. You know, the babies experienced love and warmth and comfort and soft and, you know, food and laughter and all that shit. When it's the Goyim, they do it to us within hours of being born. It's one of the first things Goyim men experience in this country is horrific trauma. Like, think about it. You're only alive, you know, you're only outside the womb for a couple of hours. You've been poked and prodded and it's shit put in your eyes and you know, you've been through a lot. Like if you can do the natural birth, stay the fuck out of there. If there's complications, then have the hospital on standby and whatnot. Have a midwife there so she knows. But this shit is like, it's atrocious, man. It's fucking crazy. I don't care what belief structure you have. You know, this is one of those we're all just humans things. Do you humans think it's a good idea to mutilate and traumatize American males within hours of being born? You guys think that's a good idea? Right? And then look at again. Look at all the people trying to, like, change the subject. Why are you trying to change the subject? Why, you know, if you're so much smarter than I am, why don't you either debunk what I'm saying or get on board, one of the two. But you guys, this is another way you know we're just dealing with Israeli activity, whether it's the bots or it's the act.io rise at people. They're just going to disagree with anything. Like, there's not a fucking reasonable person on earth that thinks, yeah, just cut that shit. No, that's good. That's fine. It's no big deal. Do you even ask why you do it? Do you know why you do it? You do it because Abraham, the father of the friar people, had one of those God conversations that only they could have back in the day. Goyim couldn't build God phones. Only they could build God phones. And they could only do it when nobody else was around. And there was no proof or anything like that, right?
I'm petty, I admit.
But Abraham having a conversation with God, and God's like, yeah, you know how I fucked everything up and flooded everything and blah, blah, you know, Noah's shit? Yeah, you know, somehow. Well, I will never do it again, but you got to do something for me. And Abraham's like, what? And God's like, yeah, you just have to circumcise. You and all the males throughout all of eternity, you and all the friar males have to be circumcised. And he didn't specify that the slaves be done. Abraham chose to do that. What they're doing is, by them doing it, it prevents God from destroying the earth again, which he proves to us by showing us rainbows. For us, it's the marking of slaves. It's how you know that we are slaves of Abraham.
Excusing the weird beard-wearing shit. He clearly admit when sticking the landing, where we merely adrift or committed to standing together.
Understand, that's what's happening. That's why you can tell, because again, look at this shit. Same idea as using prop money, fake change, fake card, you can flex, I'll pay $5K for real, blah, 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 blah. Look at this shit. Dumb shit. Bro just gets high and talks Yep, it's nonsense to think we should stop fucking mutilating children. Who do you think is going to say that? Other than people that completely fucking, you know, they partake, they're involved. You guys have to understand the like the genocide that's happening right now. It's the distraction. And maybe they saw it coming. Maybe that's why they did it when they did it. Because they knew we were waking up to the pedophile stuff. And if we're waking up to the pedophile stuff, there's no way around that. You know, as soon as people start going, yeah, wait, that doesn't make much sense. And rainbows are because, what? Like, as soon as we start figuring out that it's pedophilia, it's really going to draw the line in the sand. This is the result of desperation. They are desperate right now. You don't think it's desperation that they come to my little 6-person feed? Why would anybody waste time on my shit if I'm so dumb, I'm so bad at this that I only get 5-6 people, right? What would be if I'm so bad at this, what is the fun if I'm so mentally challenged and all these things, and your whole thing is like, I'm a troll, I'm gonna go out there and troll people. Don't you want to troll somebody that's like a challenge? Not some mentally challenged, delusional, schizophrenic, yada, yada, yada. Not that. What fun is that? You know, desperation makes people do all kinds of crazy shit. But it's it's literally all they have. Because the mental argument doesn't work on me. Because I know the mental argument. Because as soon as you start making it, I can show the origins of it. I can prove that's all you have. Your shoot the messenger tactics don't work on me. And anybody with a half a fucking brain would see it. You know. At some point, people have to look at this and be like, hey, why is nobody just addressing what he's talking about?
In both concept and execution. If you're thinking so vanilla, you don't reject the Trump confusion. Accepting the illusion. You
That's fucking awesome.
deflect the improvement you should be using to debone the foolish chicken on the throne. Who condones the worst things done to Palestinians whose homes are blown up just for
We got somebody writing goddamn paragraphs, not addressing anything being said. As always. As always. Yep. Common or garden crazy. It's interesting, isn't it, Karen? To think I've been doing this every day for such a long time. And I can't think of anybody that's actually like, you know, been like, all right, you know, let's have this out. Let's talk about this. You're wrong about Matitza. You're wrong about whatever. You know? And the few that have done something, I guess, sort of similar would be the ones faking to be rabbis. And that dude said that raping children is an act of God. Oh, look, now I haven't been censored. It's just that everybody at the same time was like, fuck this guy, and left. And now I have 1 viewer and 7 likes. 1 viewer, 7 likes, 2,500 subscribers. Totally makes sense. Especially when there's like 4 people commenting. Totally makes sense. If you open up the books on Israel, you demonize Israel. It's that simple. It's like that stupid, right? It's just what it is. You know, the Aaliyah stuff is fucking nuts. It's nuts. It proves to you that they've been doing this for such a long time. I'm going to look up something real quick. Proto-Zionism. I put in proto, and the protocols of Zion were the first thing it suggested. Proto-Zionism, or forerunner of Zionism. Mavasri Ha'asunet is a concept in historiography describing friar thinkers active during the second half of the 19th century who were deeply affected by the idea of modern nationalism spreading in Europe at the time. It actually, like, it's a telling statement, right? That before they did it to us, we didn't give a shit about where our parents had sex. Right? They're the ones that made social civic pride a thing. So they clearly did this for a reason. And to believe anything that you read about shit that supposedly happened, I mean, at this point, again, I can't... If the Pentagon is said to have been built from September 11th, 1941, to January, like, 26th or something, maybe less, I don't know. 1943, you're talking about 15, 16 months if you include planning. And there's no pictures of it. 1940s, there's no pictures, no far away pictures showing the sections, none of it. There's no picture of the big giant hole there would have had to have been dug. It's just, it's insanity. It's insanity. The Pentagon is said to have two basements, a basement and a sub-basement. And of course, the walls, floor, whatever, everything that has to do with the Pentagon is going to be super reinforced, 6 foot, 8 foot, 10 foot thick concrete with steel inside it, blah, blah, all that shit. They have to make it, you know, super proof. So how did all that concrete dry? How do you pour the bottom basement? How do you pour the basement on top of the sub basement before the sub basement has dried? I mean, it's weird too, because, you know, all of the biggest Tartaria pages, the My Lunch Breaks, the Lucius Aurelius, Old World Secrets, and all of them. You can't actually find, if you go look up Pentagon, Old World, Pentagon, Tartaria, who built it, you're only going to find my video on it. What? Why would you? And you might not even find that, to tell you the truth. How come none of these other guys have even thought to focus on the Pentagon? I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say it's because it was so late in the narrative. But just look at the fucking building. I mean, just look at the goddamn building. Jesus. People got thrown out of that one. No? Really? Walked away from that? Holy shit. The Pentagon, if you say all of those major truthers that are allowed to have those big ass pages, which provide an amazing, one of the best distractions there is Tartaria, because it's so obviously true, and you can get lost in the narrative and consistently get that high from being right. Every time you look into something Old World, you're going to be like, yep, fits the narrative. Oh, there's the fire story. Oh, you know, there's the multiple location story. There's the same builder story. There's the no fucking documents, no pictures, no anything story. It'll be the same thing in damn near every fucking building. And in the conspiracy world, you're so used to it being a fight. You know, it's always a fight. There's always this, there's always that. Tartaria is just right there. Oh yeah, no, I'm right. I've been right. Haha. How could you ever be dumb enough to not believe in it? Haha. So it's a fantastic distraction. It's the best one, honestly. There's not even like it's even, you know, the church raping kids thing is a distraction. But it's one that makes people really uncomfortable. So only a certain group will actually go in that direction. Other people just stick their fucking heads in the sand, ass wide open when it comes to that shit. But when it comes to Tartaria, I mean, fuck, what's the harm? There's no harm in that. If anything, you're studying history. Like it's a good thing. You're learning about geography and buildings and places you never would have learned about otherwise. It just works. You can even tell people and they go, oh well, yeah, I can see there's nothing to make people like, you know, overtly uncomfortable right off the bat. Sure, the implications of it and everything like that, that's one thing. But it's a fantastic distraction. And you have these guys that have these pages that, you know, they're probably making enough money to live well off of YouTube at this point.
All the boys and all the girls are slaves in every way. It should make you wanna hurl.
And how did they, you know, you ever look at those videos? Like, I do it all the time. There's this one page called Old World Secrets, right? Old World Secrets puts out videos every day. And when you look at the you know, the quality of the production, you know, where do they get all the where do they get all the images? Then you put all those images together. Then you have to do all the research. Trust me, I fucking know. I look into shit all the time. I know how much research it takes. I know how difficult the research is because as you're looking in it, you know, you find a new thing. And for me, the hardest part about doing the research is when I'm reading about something and then I find like a precursor. And they go, well, this is an adaptation of this, or the thing you're reading is the second or third iteration of that, or, you know, and you just keep going. You know, the CIA is just the second iteration of the OSS. Now, William Barr was CIA. Donald Barr was OSS, right? And when you get to OSS and it's like, oh, these are the founding members of the OSS. And you start looking into those people. And you go, oh, this person was a member of this fraternity at this college, known to be the old, and you look into that. It's really hard to stay on it because it's all so fascinating, right? So how are these guys putting videos out every fucking day? Right? How the fuck are they writing all those scripts, recording the script, adding it to the video and then syncing it up properly, adding all the images in, finding all these images? You know, it's really like fascinating and fantastic work. What they do is impressive to say the least. And you know, anybody that wants to be like, oh, look at me, I'm an alternative thinker, I'm a good guy, right? I don't fall for the bullshit. You know, this is a very safe, good place to go to. Because you're calling the system a big fucking liar, and you know, and at the same time, it's always funny to me because, like, my lunch break is clearly a Christian.
You know they rule the world, all the boys and all the girls.
Like,
slaves in
how
every way.
could you possibly be someone that understands the idea of a reset, multiple resets, and think somehow Christianity snuck through. Just insanely stupid. Insanely stupid. But this is, that's a hell of a lot more comfy, isn't it? You could talk to your grandma about Tartaria and ask her about, what was it like, Grammy Grams? What was it like when you were super old? And she'll, oh, sweetheart, I don't remember a lot from no. It was good.
Nice ones grows, but men and women both have one, and nothing else really comes close to what's under your clothes, specifically your top. So you should probably show me your mystery spots, which literally stop me in my tracks, which is weird since I'm not into translating the fact that so many times.
Oh, look at this shit. Charlie Kirk is the best. Duh. Well, let's see. We have an Israeli or a typical white guy, tiny dick, blaming everybody else and crying and racist, homophobic, sexist. Yeah. It's crazy to me that Charlie has gained so much. Like he's been galvanized. He's been mythologized by this bullshit. They've created an entirely different person.
Lie on their backs, and people who would call me a jerk, you'll have to.
People just act like, oh, Charlie was turning against Israel. That's my favorite one of these.
It's not hard to react.
Charlie wasn't turning against Israel. Israel definitely killed him. But Israel was always going to kill him. That was always the plan. That's why they had everything ready like they did. They're not going to sacrifice one of their own. They're not going to make it be Ben Shapiro, which would have been amazing. Oh, let's see. Yeah, like the thing about Charlie that just gets ignored left and right is that Charlie was actually. So she's gotten Karen's kicked off. Yeah, Charlie represented such awful shit. That fake, I'm a good guy. That fake good guy shit. What's wrong with him spreading Christian values? And Christian values are fucked up. Just because it's a good part doesn't mean like that belongs to Christianity. Being nice to people, not killing people, not cheating on your wife, not fucking I don't know. Whatever. Don't steal, all that shit. That's not inherently Christian. As a matter of fact, damn near everything about that Bible is about the opposite of that shit. Like it's really fucking stupid. It's dapper, dumbass. Oh, come on. If Charlie would have turned against Israel, there would have been a huge outcry. And I know I say these same points all the time, but one, there's people here that haven't heard them, and two, nobody ever debunks what I'm saying. You can't. A fucking perfect example of it is Piers Morgan, right? Piers Morgan has been the biggest Israeli dick sucker in the world forever. Why do you think he was given all the opportunities he was given? He got to be the new Simon. Like, who couldn't be Simon? If somebody was like, I'll pay you a bunch of millions of dollars and put you on TV so you can rip people apart, who couldn't do that? Right? That's easier than, and it's not like they create anything. It's not like they didn't. They judged, and they had access to people in ways that affected their judgment. They weren't getting, people aren't just judged on their performance. They're judged on whether you practiced enough for them or you played the game enough or whatever. Fucking stupid.
While the last ones who are laughing push the piping, attacking anyone who's asking or denying. The pizza is the gate to the surprising, keeping you in faith while they're supplying. The reason it's all fake, they're compromising. The math just doesn't match straight, so they're lying.
Sorry. Yay, oy vey. I returned. They booted me out, made me wander the corners of Google and the internet. Feels like I've been away for almost 40 years. Well, I mean, you'd have to be pretty fucking stupid to get lost in a desert the size of New Jersey for 40 years. Do you know if with their 2 million to 3 million people, if they just held hands and made a straight line, they would have gotten out of the desert? Like something that simple. And considering all three Abrahamic religions, all of the bullshit associated with it, comes down to whether or not Exodus happened. Exodus has to happen for all three of those to exist. And if you think Exodus happened, you're as dumb as it gets. They took your emojis again, huh? Exodus is the stupidest fucking, it's just the dumbest bullshit. You know, it's just, it's stupid. You have to be somebody willing to say, oh, I literally have nothing but faith. I'm not capable of using intelligence. I'm not capable of looking at things and thinking and assigning common sense to them and all that. I'm just going to believe it because they want me to believe it. Like, that's all it takes. That's all you can have. You have to go against your best instincts. You have to go against your best judgment, your best everything. You have to go against, you know, the thing that tells you to take your hand out of the hot water. The thing that tells you don't touch that flame. The thing that tells you, you know, that knife is sharp. It's that much of a, like a, you know, drop in the water and you start swimming kind of thing. It's that much of a natural sort of thought process, or you know, you know deep down in your heart that nobody could survive in the desert for 40 years, let alone 2 to 3 million people, let alone 2 to 3 million Froyas complain, are we there yet? This is ridiculous. I didn't sign up for this. What part's the lie, dumbass? See, again, isn't it strange how they'll say I'm lying, but they won't say what I'm lying about? Isn't that strange how constant and consistently they are with that shit? Right? Anybody wants to tell me what I'm lying about, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, we've got our dumb friars flying their pedo flag, their blue and white pedo flag. There it is. The blue and white pedo flag. And when you acknowledge it as the blue and white pedo flag, what do? They fly it more because they're proud of what they do. Yep, now I'm walking. So again, we're not going to address what I'm lying about, huh? Now the ceiling, right? No, I'm schizophrenic. Now, like, what are we going to play the entire hits, or are you guys going to actually answer a simple question? Come on, tell the people what I'm lying about. Tell people why Exodus makes sense.
Because you dumb like that. And you don't know no better. I said you dumb like that. And you're as sharp as mild cheddar. You dumb like that. And you never should say never. Since you dumb like that. And you don't know no better.
Now we're back to the ceiling. Oh, and now I told you, meth. Yep. Yep. Schizophrenic, meth, same thing. You know, that's the same direction, right? Yep. Oh, failure. I clear the gut of my room. Yeah. Now, yep. Now, yep, back to the ceiling. Right? Because I'm lying. And the guy that said I'm lying, when I asked what I'm lying about, he starts talking about something else. If that doesn't tell anybody that might be sort of on the fence or just new here or whatever, something else is going on here. I'm trying to give these guys the floor. I'm trying to let them be heard, and they have nothing to say. Why are you attacking the Bible? Stop being a friar. You know that the Bible is a Jewish fairy tale, right? Jesus was a Jew, and the Bible is all Jewish stories. All of it. All of the characters in the Bible are Jewish, the main characters. And the Gentiles are mentioned as separate groups a couple of different times, but it's always those Gentiles, not us Gentiles. But see, you're going to be fucking stupid and get yourself in a conversation you're not prepared for, which is going to, actually say a lot more than you want it to. Because it's going to show that, you dumb like that. Still don't know. Yeah, the dumbass, the fire guy, Firestone guy. Now he's taking his comments out, right? Screeches like a Karen. Yep, that's what I do. Oh, pedophiles should be killed. Oh, we should overthrow the friars and eliminate that cult. Yeah, I know, I'm terrible. I'm fucking terrible. Look at this motherfucker. Here it comes. The cops need to fucking end the chase when this is the case. When somebody's doing this, they need to end the chase so these people get the fuck out of the... So crazy. Oh, I don't even want to see it. I can't even look. Yeah, dumb people. Yep. See, here we go. The guy who said I was lying obviously can't back anything up. And this is the shit that people need to understand. You just said Jesus was Hebrew. Jesus, just so you fucking morons know, let's just do it for you, because you're really stupid. Jesus, also referred to as Jesus Christ, Jesus of Nazareth, and by various other names and titles, was a first century Jewish preacher and religious leader in the Roman province of Judea. He is the central figure of Christianity, the world's largest religion. Most Christian scholars consider Jesus to be the incarnation of God the Son and the awaited Messiah or Christ, a descendant of the Davidic line prophesied in the Old Testament. Now, when you look up the Davidic line, look what pops right up. Go figure. The starfish. The house of David, according to the Hebrew Bible and Jewish tradition, the line of kings descended from David, who ruled over the kingdom of Israel and the kingdom of Judah from the 9th to the 6th centuries BCE. We promise We used to be really awesome. We promise.
Whenever the clues show you the ruse, but your red and white blues prove that you're paid for. You're just
So why don't friars become Christian if it's a friar religion? Why don't friars become Christian if it's a friar religion? Are you really this stupid? The friar religion is for the slaves, you dumbass. Are you so fucking... Like this is what I mean. These are the dumbest... It's like, why even bother? But I guess I have to, because there might be other stupid people or misguided people or whatever. But no, they gave you the slave religion. The one that anybody can be. You don't have to be born into this one. You have to be born into the chosen. The best part is, of course, they're going to do it that way. And you Christians are so dumb that you believe that a completely different religion that hates you and thinks your guy is boiling in a fucking... Him and his mom are boiling in a cauldron of semen down in hell. The people that killed your Jesus, the bad guys in the Bible, Satan barely shows up in the Bible. The bad guys in the Bible are the children of Abraham. Those are the people that killed Jesus. Your superhero and Christian God's only child, and yet those people are your Christian God's favorite chosen people. Like, it's... You don't see why they have it set up that way? They would much rather you be a Christian who worships them, because you'll accept that Semitism exists, right? Semitism means policy or predisposition favorable to friars. Policy, like APAC Policy Conference, the rules and regulations. And predisposition. If your mom's family all has cancer, even if you live a good fucking, a good life, you eat good food, you exercise, don't smoke, drink, you still have a predisposition to cancer. You're still likely to get cancer because of that predisposition. So they demand that policy, the rules and regulations, and our predisposition is favorable to them. Do you understand how fucking crazy that is? It's so telling, right? It's so telling. They make up 0.183% of the world's population, 2% of the United States population. Christians are like 28% of the world or some shit. I can't remember. 70, 80% of the United States. Yeah, you're not going to join the slave religion, the dumb one. The one that says, hey, all you Christians, even if your life is terrible and everything sucks, don't look at your neighbor's stuff and be like, oh, hey, he's got some nice shit. I'm going to go work really hard so I can get stuff like his. Don't covet thy neighbor's goods. Don't want things to be better. Be happy with what you have. Follow the rules. Don't rock the boat. And when you die, oh man, it's going to be so awesome. You get to go to hell, because you're going to go to hell. You are going to, all of you go to hell when you die. It's just that simple. If you could have sex before you were married, you did. There's a lot of you pieces of shit out there that nobody wants to touch. I get it. And I would imagine several of them are on my feed. But, if you had sex before you were married, you're going to hell. Those that didn't have sex before they were married, you definitely jerk off. Anybody that says they don't is lying. You're going out. You have tattoos? Oh yeah, you're going out. Did you have sex after you were married, but for reasons outside of procreation? You're going out. You're going out. You don't just get to say, I'm sorry. Oh, I repent, and then everything's good. I knew what I was doing went against the rules. I did it anyway, but I knew I could just say I was sorry afterwards. So now I'm saying I'm sorry. That's not how that works. The Bible doesn't say that's how that works. That's why the church used to sell what they called indulgences. If you knew you were going to sin, or if you had sinned, you could go give the church, and they would sell you an indulgence or several. And nobody would have paid for indulgences if all you had to do was say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I knew what I was doing was against the rules, but I'm sorry. I'm going to do it again, too, yeah. I'm still sorry. Funny how all the sins are like good things. Jesus is most likely a real figure, yeah? You know how stupid that is? You know how stupid that is? Like, most people just don't understand this shit. So, outside of the Bible, none of the biblical stuff is mentioned in the world by the supposed historians that existed at the time. Nobody's talking about the guy walking on water and all this other shit. None of it. The Egyptians don't have any records of fucking, you know, slaves and the plague and the firstborns and all that. It's all just fake bullshit. If you believe in 2,000 years ago, you're an idiot. What they tell you 2,000 years ago, like, look at every depiction you'll ever see of that time. You see these people walking around in robes with bare feet, and they're surrounded by huge Tartarian buildings. How did they build all the fucking buildings? Like, it's just dumb. It's just dumb nonsense. And the fact that they'll say, oh, well, no, wait, there were 2 mentions of Jesus from people that didn't like him. There's like 5 mentions of Jesus, all within the same narrative, and then the 2 mentions of supposedly where they say the Christ was crucified and something like that. Both of them say something like that. So let's see. If you're going to put out a fake narrative, you're probably only going to put out good stuff, right? You're not going to cover your ass and say, put out a couple of bad things just to make it sound like it was believable. Nah. It's fucking stupid, man. Considering the disciples died horrible deaths and could have just denied him, but they took the torture. I know. That's what the story says. Like, and do you think that, like, Harry and Hermione ever actually hooked up? Like, secretly they got drunk at a party and hooked up? It's all fucking stupid. All fucking stupid. That's not the Bible, that's the Star of Rem Fam, yup. Likely a real person, there are tons of fake... Oh, God, Jesus Christ. It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid. Do you believe in God? No. No. The whole idea of it is as dumb as it gets. And if there is a God, it's the most disgusting, awful creature to ever exist. Right? Like, it's just a horrible, horrible monster. Because your God has this view, if not closer, well, absolutely closer, of children being raped by clergy and does nothing about it. Oh, that's free will. Yeah, your God could fix it, right? Your God could just dinkle, dinkle, dink things in and out of existence. So your God does nothing about it. Your God is a piece of shit who is watching children get violated every day all over the world and does nothing about it. Your God, who appears to every dumb jackass, yeah, I seen the miracle, doop, doop, doop. Right? All the stupid shit you come up with. Yet God never seems to show up to Netanyahu and be like, hey, stop being an asshole. God never appears to Trump and says, hey, Trump, you're a dumbass. Stop being an asshole. Release the files. Take your punishment. Isn't that strange how God is never like real when it counts? What an awful thing it must be. If it exists, it must be just awful. And then you look at the shit it says in the Bible about how it really liked the devil. The God that sits on a throne surrounded by rings of different creatures, one of which is tasked with, it's like 5 or 3 or whatever of these creatures that sit in a circle around God all day and all night going, oh, Lordy, 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 you're the best. You deserve all the praise. You are the best. Everything you do is awesome. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. And they just say that over and over and over again. That's the God you believe in. The God that did everything it could to impress the devil. When the devil snuck into heaven because there was a group that was going to have a meeting and the devil snuck in with the group. And when God saw him, he was like, oh shit, hey, devil, hey, devil, hey, what's up, devil? Hey, look down there, see that guy right there? Yeah, see him? Yeah, he loves me, he worships me, yeah, And on the way up, the devil was like, watch, I'm going to get him to do some stupid shit, watch this. Yeah, but it's only because you give him so much. No, he'll still worship me. You could do anything you want to him, just don't kill him. Don't hurt him and don't kill him. And he'll still worship me. And the devil's like, okay, I'll see. And hurts, kills his family, takes everything, blah, blah. And Job says, well, God giveth and God taketh away. And later happens, and the devil and God are hanging out again, and God's like, see, I told you. See, he still worships me. And the devil's like, yeah, but it's because he has good health. He has good health. He knows he can get all his stuff back. Oh, okay, fine. You can hurt him. Just don't kill him. And so now, devil just fucks him all up. At one point, they say he has boils on his skin that he uses a piece of broken pottery to scrape off. That's what this guy's life is like. And then the whole thing, and then God says, and so the first 2 or 3 chapters are that like exciting part. And then the next 40 fucking chapters are Job and 3 of his friends talking about, well, you should give it up, why don't you lost everything. And he's like, well, but God gave it to me, so why would I, if God wanted me to have it, I'd have it. If I don't, I wouldn't. And they just go back and forth for 40 fucking chapters. It's so ridiculous. And then at the end, God's like, see? He's still versus me. Why anybody would believe that shit is just beyond me. Wow, you guys have been talking. Yep, I'm a Baphomet lover. See, you must be a dumb Trump supporter, right? Trump supporters are the type of people that when you say, wow, Trump's a fucking pedo, they go, oh, so you support Biden? So you're a Kamala supporter? Like, what? No, I was talking about that guy. What made you switch topics? How come when it's pointed out that your guy sucks, you don't go, no, he's great because... How come you instantly try to change the subject? And it's the same thing with dumb Christians, man. Oh, you don't believe in God, so you worship the devil then. Yeah. Yeah, instead of having an imaginary friend, I have an imaginary enemy. That makes a lot more sense. Look at how stupid this shit is. He will be judged at the end of days by God. Yeah. Can you imagine with how many people die all over the world every day? How long you are sitting in court while God is judging you? Can we have Mike Williams? Me. Mike J. Williams. Me. You would be in court for fucking ever. Getting judged by God. Oh man, it's funny, but it's sad. These people are sad. Can you imagine living your life like that? I'm worried about some hypocritical fucking Jewish hoax. Oh, it's terrifying. Notice how they can't stay on topic? Like they have to. No, that's not weak, that's math. Because, again, instead of just debating or debunking what I'm saying, turns into a crybaby. Isn't it crazy how many examples we've had today of the same thing happening? Virtually the same narrative. They come in, they say some dumb shit, I finally respond. They can't respond to what I'm saying, so then they just start going in that fucking stupid directions. That's math. So if I'm just some dumb meth head, how come you can't best me? Shouldn't you be embarrassed by the fact you're getting roasted by a meth head? You bring the negative energy your way, not our fault. I bring the negative energy my way. Right, so thinking we should kill pedophiles and overthrow the Friar control scheme brings... You can't help it. You've got nothing else going on in your world. Or you're assigned this feed and you have to bring that negative energy to my feed. Look at what I'm saying. I'm suggesting we overthrow your shit. Isn't that amazing? How convenient for you, huh? You guys are fucking stupid, man. It's that inbreeding. It's that Friar inbreeding, man. It just makes them... You know, look at Shmuley. That's all I can say. If you haven't seen the video yet of Shmuley getting called a Zionist and then flipping out and running to the police, like, you're missing out. Because it's fucking fantastic. He is the epitome of what I'm saying. He claiming he's at some high society function. He's got on a shirt showing his belly, some sweatpants, and some Ugg boots. Like, obviously, he respected the thing he was at, the symphony or whatever he said he was at. And he starts, hey, officer, arrest this man. He called me a Zionist. It's so fucking stupid, and it's the same thing here. Yeah. Look it. Not one thing key in big words to make yourself look smart, but we all know. Yep. Again, how come you don't just address something that's being said? The fact that you just claimed that I'm using big words to make myself sound smart when I don't remember using any real big words there. That my words are big words to you, and then you say these like to make yourself sound smart, so I must sound smart to you, or else you wouldn't say that. You'd say something else. Right? You see how stupid you guys are? Because you're coming from such a fucking diabolical, disgusting place, it doesn't matter what you say. It's always going to work against you. You know? Well, if you open up the books on Israel, you demonize Israel. Why? Is Israel doing bad things? I never thought if anybody opened the books on me, it would demonize me. Sure, it would show I made mistakes throughout. Who hasn't? Nothing that I would consider to be like embarrassing. I wouldn't say something or you know, something so bad that it would bring me shame or something like nothing like that. So how could I demonize something that was so good and God's chosen light-loving blah blah poopy scoops? Doesn't seem to make sense, does it? They sought to establish a friar homeland in the land of Israel. The central activity of these men took place between the years 1860 and 1874. Exactly.
Epstein didn't kill himself. No, Epstein didn't kill himself. Don't put this story on the shelf. Epstein didn't kill himself. I said Epstein didn't kill himself. No, Epstein couldn't kill himself. We're all just notches in the belt, but Epstein didn't kill himself. Come on. Come on. Don't you see that something's wrong? Or do you just follow?
Yeah, again, is now you're bringing out autism. Like that's again, this is what they do. They think using like mental illness, mental disability and shit. They think that's a viable option in this argument, in this debate. You know, how dare you bring in autism? So many people suffer from something so horrible, including their families and everyone else associated. And you're going to throw that out there because you're too stupid to debunk anything I have to say? That's pretty fucking desperate. Pretty fucking typical. That's that friar shining through, right? This is what they do, man. They are disgusting human beings. They're disgusting. And it falls in line with mental, you know, with a psychosis and an irrational,
the man in the sky seen through adult eyes instead of those of a child. The fact it hasn't died is why we only smile when...
Just because friars hid and distorted the perception of God doesn't mean God isn't real and it isn't our almighty... But what are you talking about? See what I mean? Like, this is how limited you are. This is how fucking stupid you are. At the end of the day, you should be able to come up with something better than that. Right? You should be able to come up with something better than that. I ask Christians all the time, tell me why, whatever denomination you believe in, because you're probably like Protestant, Lutheran, Baptist, whatever bullshit you decide to be. How do you know that your thing is right and the thousands of other belief structures are wrong? Have you debunked Islam? Have you debunked the other Christian religions? Have you debunked Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, fucking click, 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 the fucking African shit you don't know about? Have you debunked all of them? Study the occult, bro. Look into different religions. You let religion box yourself in. What? What are you even talking about now? You're not even making sense here. I mean, I guess it's you know, based on your comments, it should be expected. But like, it's just fucking dumb, man. Just dumb. Yep. Look at me. I can't comprehend. You're right. I can't comprehend that level of stupidity. To be presented with nothing. And not only do I believe it, but I'm a bigot piece of shit to everyone who isn't my thing. That's fucking weird. Never have rebuttals. What am I supposed to rebut here? You're not saying anything. You're not making any actual statements that matter. Oh, Christianity, 330 BC, Judaism, 950 BC, practicing anything after 2500, just lower. Yeah, not questioning those numbers, though. That's the smart thing to do. You just given these narratives and you're like, no, this is true. No, that's what they say. It's true. Hey, how did they build the Empire State Building 400 fucking feet up into the sky? Or not 400 feet. Sorry. In 400 days. My bad. In just under, I think it's 396 or something. 400 days. 1931. They built the entire Empire State Building. I don't remember how fucking tall it is off the top of my head. How'd they do that? Oh, we don't know. How'd they build all those cathedrals and castles and tunnel systems, the Chicago tunnel system? Yeah, they just, in the 1800s, they just went down to the middle of the fucking Lake Michigan, started digging down, and then the people in Chicago started digging down, and then they just met in the middle. Yeah, that's what they did. All those tunnel systems, all those subway systems, all that. Yeah, no, they just did it. New York subway system went from conception in 1894 to being built in 1904. 10 years. It only took 10 years to dig all that shit out. Isn't that amazing? Man, we can't do that shit nowadays, but hey, who cares?
The break in my spine finds itself there, impaired, where I have to compare cover.
These morons, it's shocking how stupid they have you. And you just don't, like, you defend it. You defend a system that tells you, well, it just happened. What was it? From 1890, 1878 or 1877 to 1891 or 93, something like that. 15-year period. Some 300,000 patents were filed. We're talking about, I can't remember how many it was per day. It's 2 or 3 per day. Some shit like that. Maybe more. I think it might have been more. But it's not like they had an internet. You had to go to the patent office and present your shit to the people to get your patent. And they're issuing 300,000 of them in a 15-year, 12-year period. I don't remember what it was, but either way, 12 or 15 years, it really does. It's bullshit any way you slice it. This is the shit that they do, man. And you're either somebody that questions it or you're somebody that does it. And for some reason, like, the people that don't question things really get mad at the people that do. You'd never see me on any of these people's fucking bullshit, right? None of these guys could go live and they'd see me in the comment section. As a matter of fact, I've been issuing the challenge for 2 years now, probably, close to it at least. Saying, look, all you got to do is make the Guy Williams Sucks video. Title your video, Guy Williams Sucks. Most of you only have a handful of subscribers in the first place, so You know, the people that, oh, you just want it to go viral so you get attention. You're not going to go viral. If you could go viral doing something, you'd do it because you'd get a lot of money for doing it. But most of you don't, you know, most of these fake profiles have 1 or 2 subscribers to begin with. But make the Guy Williams Sucks video. Make the video where you're basically doing what I'm doing, where you are talking to the screen. We can see your face. We can see that you're actually not a friar. And you pick one topic, one something I'm wrong about, something you don't like, whatever it is. And you give us a good 5 minutes, you know, just let us know. And then you let me know that you made it. Like, you could go do it real quick. Right now, you could do it. And then, you know, you title it Guy Williams Sucks. You come here, you let me know that you made the video. We'll go watch it, and we'll listen to what you have to say. And I'll address any points you make. If I can. I mean, obviously, I'm stupid, and you're going to debunk what I'm saying. So that offer's been on the table for 2 years now. There's only been one taker. Well, there's actually there's 2 different pages that are dedicated to me. One is the J Crew. I'm not gonna. Well, they call themselves the Jew Crew, and the other one is like I Hate Guy something. I don't remember what it is. But they're apparently the same channel. The same people run the channel because they have all the same videos posted. But the one video that was the Guy Williams Sucks video was way better than I could have imagined. Because it shows you something that is just so, like, nonsensical, right? These guys made a video of clips from years, talking years, where my hair's still all brown and shit. Years of me doing live feeds from either here, Facebook, or even Instagram, where they have, you know, these little 5-second, 2-second things that I say, not only saved, they have the video saved, they have the exact timestamp. So they could go make this video of all of these different clips of me saying things that hurt their feelings. And then in between these things, in between these clips, is straight up Israeli propaganda. Where, like, why would they even have all of that shit at the ready? Either way you look at it, the video they made took hours to make. Hours. I mean, again, unless they have these things fucking saved and they just watch them all the time, where he said this and he said that, and I watch, like, whatever. They had to splice it.
So this is the ultimate challenge. Write a cool song.
They had to splice it all together. They had to have those Israeli clips. You know, there are portions where they wrote on the video, so they had to edit that shit in there too. Like, that took way more effort than making a simple talk to the video. Now we're down to one viewer and 12 likes. It was 1 viewer and 7 likes the first time. We've been knocked down to 1 viewer twice on this feed. Is this one going to stick this time? Now we're at 0. Ooh, look at that. 0 viewers. There's 4 or 5 people different commenting. How is it I have 1 or 0 viewers when there's multiple people commenting? I'm learning to bring people together in the comment section, you know? Pedos. Well, to think that people are stumbling across this feed day after day after day, that doesn't make any sense. Whoa. It can be explained. And if you ask them why they're here, they won't actually answer it. If they do, they'll say something like, oh, it's entertaining. If I'm the most entertaining thing in your life that you will spend hours here getting called a pedophile and playing the role I need you to play, like, okay, like I'm totally cool with that. Karen got kicked off again. Oh, what'd you say? It would have taken way more time than coming on here and saying I hate you. You have 9, 8 or 9. Wow. Yeah. No, I have 4 now. 4. I mean, if you're watching my feed and I'm telling you I'm down to 0 viewers or whatever, and you can see something different, what is that telling you? So wait, we'll do this. I want you guys to see. So again, think about the time that would take. And I've asked them to make that's the only time anybody's made a Guy Williams Sucks video. In all of these years, with all of these supposed real people who aren't friars, none of them thought to make a Guy Williams Sucks video. Why would that even make sense? This one is, see, it's the Friar crew. That's what they call themselves. Sitting in front of a control board. This is the kind of humor that Israelis have, right? This is what they do. So here's the video. It's fucking top notch. All of you are welcome to prove you're not bots. I've been saying this for over a year. All you have to do is make a video called Guy Williams Sucks. They show it on the live. They put a song on the back, so it, you know, I can't do it. I bet this is another one of these empty. So I have to keep stopping because if I play the video on my live and that song is in the background, it could fuck the audio up, right? Here you go. Video called Guy Williams Sucks. Go ahead and make this make sense. You're gonna make one tonight. Let's see it. I can't wait. I bet this is another one of these empty promises. All right? And I'll show it on the live feed. Here we go. Now we get this. For some reason, this is funny, I guess. And now we have this. You're a big gay retard. If you're a pedo, do one good thing in your life. Make the world a better place and kill yourself. Williams, after taking his own advice, now I'm... What? Now we have Jew propaganda. Right? This makes sense. Now they post this article of a guy in a town, because the town is in Michigan. So that must mean it's me. Bay City is like 2 hours from here. A Bay City man is facing up to life in prison for his alleged habit of publicly exposing his privates. The first 2 incidents allegedly involving Christopher A. or Guy Williams, 31, definitely not 31, occurred at about 4:45 a.m. on March 28th. This is how desperate we are, right? This is a lot of work. You're right. Now we add that. Now it's what the fuck, because you stopped the video. Now we got him nigga, it says. This is the part that really, really bothers them. Watch. Because I'm talking about their tiny micro penises. Look at.
Think that chicks fake orgasm.
I can't even imagine doing it.
It says, why would he say this? Why would I say, why would chicks fake an orgasm? Like, this is a guy with a tiny dick going, a girl fakes orgasms to make me feel better, damn it. Why oh? Like, what do you mean, why would a girl say, or why would a girl fake an orgasm? Like, that's the mentality behind these tiny pricks.
White guys are super insecure about their dicks.
There you go. Obviously, this is really hitting home. Seriously, they have these videos from, this one is from Facebook. I think the earlier one was from Instagram, but this is like 3 years ago, maybe longer. Right? This is me talking about their white guys and their tiny pricks getting all insecure. Really seemed to bother them.
I can't even imagine doing it.
So much so that they slowed it down. I can't even imagine doing it. Faking an orgasm? Yeah, faking an orgasm would be fucking silly. Like, I can't imagine, if I had to fake an orgasm, I would feel so stupid doing it, especially if I had to fake the girl orgasm. Oh God. Like, if I had to do all that shit, I would feel so stupid. You feel stupid every time you have to fake an orgasm with me, right?
What?
You feel stupid every time you have to fake an orgasm with me, right? Yeah, see, she even says it. He said, and then it says, here's why little Pee-Pee Williams. Here's why little Pee-Pee Williams. What?
Super insecure about their dicks.
Okay, so they even acknowledge it. Listen to this.
I can't even imagine doing it.
Well, here's why. White guys are super insecure about their dicks. They're literally acknowledging it. Like this part of the one video I said this one time had them so upset that they marked it down. And they saved it and they're like, yeah, you asshole. Chicks fake orgasms because white guys they're super insecure about their tiny dicks. God, doesn't that make sense to you?
Does it make Jews better? Makes the Jews different. It's so strange.
But used paragliders to cross into Israel.
This is what he supports.
Next to a barrage of rocket.
Yeah, that makes sense. Paragliders. That's supposed to be Hamas. Because they're all having a good time. Yeah, oh, the Hamas is attacking with paragliders. This is the training video. Because you got to remember, when people like me started being like, are you fucking kidding? Hamas supposedly used flying go-karts? You really? That's what you're saying? They were like, no. Hamas didn't want people thinking Israel was lying, so they released the training video on their Facebook page or wherever Hamas has access to social media. They released the video, or maybe it was just to the news. Not really sure, but Hamas was like, we don't want people thinking Israel's lying. Let's release the training video. Oh, look. Instantly dropped down to 0 viewers again, huh? Kind of weird. So this is what he supports. Yes, it's still going on here. Let's see, what does this say? When they told you to kill, you're going to a village where there's civilians. You knew this? Apparently, me talking bad about Ian Bernardo. Do you guys remember who Ian Bernardo is? Ian Bernardo was an Israeli soldier. He was a high-ranking Israeli. He's like the only person or at least the first person, to not only audition, but get that starring, get put on TV for both So You Think You Can Dance and American Idol. And, surprise, surprise, he was one of the first ones. He didn't even have to wait around all day. But if you look into his narrative, he's clearly like, he's an Israeli operative. He's well-funded Israeli operative and lived a life of excess and was given so many opportunities for being terrible at what he did. Just terrible. But apparently, Ian Bernardo, it's me even mentioning Ian Bernardo was worth them. This is the Instagram video. So they're following me from different platform to different platform, cataloging individual little 2-5-second statements. Like unless they had it already cataloged, they would have had to go back through and watch all those videos again. So that makes even less sense. And again, who do you think is doing this? This is supposedly me kicking my cat.
How? Doing, you stupid ass.
Yep, because he ran outside. So I pushed him in with I kicked him.
Let's see, I don't know the story.
Caught that nigga JB lacking. Now a car crashes and kills a bunch of children and it says strike. Now there's apparently me, a monkey. Now defend for the battalion, praise to God, defenders of the border for the battalion. Some more Israeli propaganda videos. Because it's not Israel doing this. Okay, what else?
She is in 6th grade.
Right?
She's a little overweight, and so she has weird 6th grader boobs on this little bitty body.
Okay, so now so I'm pointing out how, it's awful at the time. They cut the rest of the thing out, but I'm talking about how it's awful that this little girl at her age even has boobs, let alone that she's not, wearing proper attire to cover shit. So if I had a daughter, I definitely would be concerned when that time came around, and I wouldn't be letting it show. Like, it's just weird. This is guy's crib when Mossad catches him lacking, as they should. So now they're blowing up buildings. You are a pedophile, or you're, no apostrophe, of course, because they're fucking dumb. You're a pedophile guy. Respond to this, and I will confront you face to face. Prepare for war, guy, you fuck. Take out you are wiener, you coward. Take out your wiener. Like, what? Who the fuck? It just sounds so weird. But if you've ever heard Israelis getting interviewed by people, like there's that one dude with the red glasses, and he interviews random Israelis all the time, FaceTime. You can see, like, this, it's the same sort of psychopathy. Like, this is the kind of shit they do. This is what they think is funny. They're the ha, you're talking about raping children and how awful it is. I'm going to make pizza jokes and shit. Like, that's who these people are. And if you read the Israel Hayom Bottom of Darkness article that will be linked in the description after the fact, if you need it now, just go look at a previous video. Although they haven't been letting me do it lately, so I haven't been able to edit my descriptions after the fact anymore. So you'd have to go back a couple of videos. But Israel Hayom, Hayom, Bottom of Darkness. Oh. So now they just do this for the next. It's just a blank screen and playing Alice in Chains for the next 2 minutes or whatever. And apparently that video doesn't get taken down for having Alice in Chains in it, I guess. Strange. Right? But that video was the Guy Williams Sucks video. I say make a video, simple video, just showing your face and who you are and what you disagree with. And I ask that you do the same, just I do that, you do that. Tell me, what I'm getting wrong. Tell me this, tell me that. And instead, they make that shit. That goes beyond my wildest fucking dreams. I would have never thought somebody would put that much effort into it. And really out themselves. I mean, outside of Israel, who else outside of Israel is going to do that shit? Do you really think I matter to anyone else that much? Why would I? Who the fuck in this world would I matter to that much? No one personally. Brian Wallace, pretty obsessed, but who knows what the fuck that dude's story is. Outside of that, then you start getting into the fake characters. The Bowmans, the operatives like Todd Church. If any of you watch Todd Church, he's a piece of shit. He's just a piece of shit. That dude got busted manufacturing and distributing methamphetamines in Ohio in a trailer that happened to be within 4 school districts. 4 school zones. Whatever. 4 different school districts. Zones. Whatever it's called. Which means each charge is multiplied by 4 and extra felony because you're in that school zone. He didn't do any time. It was such a big story, the news actually did the story on it, and he didn't do any time. He was, suddenly he comes out on Facebook as this new person who is, he's the truther, but he's the shittiest version of it. He plays into that truther stereotype. And he's the guy that the system suggests for you to watch because that's what they want you to think a truther looks like. That dude's a piece of shit. But again, I don't see that dude being obsessed with me for years like this. Mike Hawk. Oi. 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 Oi, vem. Gosh, bacon. 7 viewers, 16 likes, 2,500 subscribers. It all just makes so much sense, doesn't it? That's how you've always been told, this thing works, right? The more likes you get, the more the algorithm pushes your shit. The more likes you get, the more likes you should get. The more views you should get. The American dream, if you just work hard and you push, you'll be straight, dude. You'll be living in a skyscraper. You'll be straight in these streets. Right? As bad as I am at what I do, multiple of the people on here have been watching me do it for 2.5 hours straight. And it's not their first time here. That's how bad I am at this, right? That I can keep attention for that long. While also calling them the pedophiles there. I mean, obviously, these guys, okay, so I always got to talk about this because this is literally one of the most important things I can think of right now. You've got 8, 9, 6, and 17. Morning, Matt. You're just in time for the act.il portion of the show. All right. Ow! Oh, we're getting some good shit today, though. As always. Like this is the most real shit you're gonna find. You're watching somebody truly take on this monster system that we're a part of. Oh, wait, that's too far.
But guy, how come you guys never make it?
So we're gonna do a quick education on the act.il portion. Because it's super important. Didn't we already do this today? No, we already did this today. Yep, we already did this today. My bad. Understand that's what's going on here, though. Right? Understand that's what's going on. These people are being assigned here. Act.il directed its users to missions to like, comment on, and share pro-Israel material. It also asks users to flag, report, and respond to criticisms of Israel, while guiding them how to do it. Why do you think nobody actually engages in anything I'm saying? Like the supporters do. The supporters seem to actually hear the words coming out of my mouth. But the detractors just seem to be in their own little fucking world. You're Y-O-U-R, good. I wasn't Judge Big Homie. Okay, dude. Blah, blah, blah. See what I mean? Look at this crybaby shit. Imagine hating your life this much, right? That you would come onto a feed where somebody thinks we should kill pedophiles and overthrow the friars, and you shit talk and cry for attention the whole time. I can't imagine being that miserable. But I would imagine, like, there's a portion of you that's still human. So you know that what you're doing is just wrong, disgusting, awful. You know, you guys know what flogging is? Is it flogging? Where they get the flail? That's the thing that has like the leather straps. It's a handle with leather straps coming out, and sometimes on the end of it there are little ball bearings or whatever, and they whip themselves on the back. You see that, right? That's actually originally a friar thing. Okay? And that's for those people that, you know, they're so high up that they can't be held accountable in any sort of way. So they have to hold themselves accountable. And they whip the shit out of themselves. Well, you know, that's a really hard one to believe. I mean, you can see it. There are Indians and shit, Pakistanis or whatever. I've seen videos of them doing it. And you know, the friars are just such inbred fucking pussy ass. You know, you wouldn't expect them to do something like so actually physically demanding. So I think a lot of them might come here just to get that verbal flogging that makes them feel, you know, a little bit better about what they actually do. At least they're getting some sort of public humiliation. Oh, Karen knows. Karen's OG Penny Low. I'm not getting to see anybody else in the comments. Really? Oh, that's no fun. You got this Nick doofus that keeps flying the pedo flag. Multiple pedo flags over and over again.
Now, if your kids are in the room, you may want to have them leave, since the violence you allow is only okay. But with sexuality,
why are so many people like on here not suggesting anything about killing pedos or anything like that? They know that's what this is about, and it seemingly bothers them. Who the fuck thinks that way? If you happen to be scrolling through the YouTubes and you happen to stumble across the feed of somebody that's suggesting killing pedos, would you be like, oh fuck, that's the guy I'm here to troll? That's what I'm doing. I'm going to do everything I can to try to distract the conversation. I'm going to do everything I can to try to disrupt things. And I'm going to talk about dumb shit. Anything so he stops talking about how we should kill pedos and overthrow the friars. Who the fuck do you think's behind that? Did you just say Israeli guy lies? Well, yeah, you guys do. All the time. You know, they love doing that shit, and it shows you that English isn't their first language. So often you see that. If English was these guys' first language, they wouldn't make those same stupid mistakes all the time. Jesus, that's a lot of kids. I mean, probably not in Lakewood, but what's that guy gonna do? Jesus Christ. It looks like that kid's dad. You see it all the time. You see these little bitty dudes, fucking any female, but especially big fat ass females. And you see all this shit and you go, how the fuck are you guys cops? I see it, 90% of the time with the auditor videos. You see cops that you just go, how the fuck are you cops? I bet you can't do one push-up. I bet you can't run one block. What happens if somebody doesn't let you arrest them? What are you going to do about it? You're the type of person that puts everybody else in danger to fill those chip in your shoulder. Right? Because you need to, I'm going to be a cop even though I absolutely shouldn't. And then you get put in that position and you overreact. You know? Some big black guy's yelling at that little bitty white dude's face. What's he going to do? He's going to shoot him. Oh, look. The people identifying as friar pedos are also Trump supporters. Go figure. If you're a Trump supporter, you're a pedophile. I don't see a difference anymore. At the very least, we know that Trump has covered for a pedophile group. He's literally withholding evidence that should exonerate him, right? I know if somebody, if I was in that spotlight and there was a big packet of evidence that supposedly exonerated me, I wouldn't let everybody keep thinking that way. I'd be like, no, everybody needs to see this. But for some strange reason, Trump keeps it hidden. And the reality of what's not hidden is atrocious. The amount of payouts that piece of shit has, the amount of fucking charges that piece of shit has. He's a monster. He's an absolute monster. Oh, look at this shit. There's just nothing. They can't say anything. We are made in the image of God. Align yourself with that. What the fuck? Isn't it strange how when you try talking to Christians, they start speaking a different language? If you were like, hey man, what do you want to get to eat? And they were like, eating is for the food of the body and the soul is fed through learning, and learning through Jesus is the way. What? What the fuck are you talking about? I asked you what you wanted to eat, dude. Like, they start speaking a completely different language. It's the weirdest shit. And they sound like... This guy was giving up. He was on the ground surrendering. And he has 3 big steroid freaks with cameras on him. That dude's driving knees into his head. He's punching him and shit. The guy's not fighting. Fucking crazy, man. Fucking crazy. As crazy as I am for doing what I do, there's a group of people, supposedly, that come here to try to get me to stop. And I'm 7 people. Why would I be of that much importance if it wasn't, because I'm the only one actually saying the right things? Now, we did talk about Act.io, but there is Team Jorge as well, and Team Jorge is just as big a part of this. Team Jorge is the name given to an outfit of Israeli contractors specialized in the use of malign cyber activities, including hacking, sabotage, and bot farm-run social media disinformation campaigns to manipulate the outcomes of elections. And this is just one Israeli black ops organization, right? There are hundreds, thousands of them. We have no idea. But this is just one. The group was exposed in February 2023, after an award-winning undercover operation by journalists from Israel and France as part of a consortium of investigative journalists coordinated by Forbidden Stories. So it was actually France, Germany, Indonesia, Israel, Kenya, Spain, Tanzania, and the United States. The organization has been active on paper since at least 2015, just before Trump lost the election by 2.7 million votes, and then the AIPAC swamp that he was going to drain put him in office anyway, and boasts of having manipulated 33, gotta love the 33 thrown in there, and that's always fun. Presidential elections worldwide. Don't worry, white people, many of them were in Africa, many meaning 4 or more. And in 27 cases with successful results. Funny, that means 6 times they failed. When they give you the examples of them actually, the work that they've done, the examples are their failures. And when you read the articles, they give you at least 3 examples, all of which took place in Africa, where they failed. That means anything over 4... 23 of those cases, or 27 out of those 27 cases, all 27 could be outside of Africa. Right? That they're still talking about, there's 6 cases they're admitting to not winning. But think about that. This is just one Israeli black ops organization. And they have, again, hundreds or thousands of them. This is one of them that is claiming to be able to manipulate a presidential level election in a different country with an 82.5% success rate. 82.5% of the time, they can manipulate an election, a presidential election. What are they doing? Their activities were revealed following a 2022 sting operation in Tel Aviv, carried out by 3 undercover journalists who posed as prospective clients and filmed their interactions with Tal, T-A-L, Hanan, H-A-N-A-N, the group's leader and former Israeli Special Forces operative, which he explained how it works. He said that they'd been in existence for over 2 decades and had been engaged in propaganda and disinformation activities in more than 30 countries. However, its first documented activity dates back to 2015. Again, just before that election. Their services have been available to government intelligence agencies, political campaigns, and private companies that wish to covertly manipulate public opinion. This is Wikipedia. This is fucking Wikipedia. Oh, I lost a like. Somebody doesn't like me talking about this stuff. Ooh, ooh. This isn't some secret information that you have to know the password to find. This is on Wikipedia, and you can find plenty of videos of Sucker Dick talking about how proud he is that Facebook is so good at getting rid of bot farms. 1,000 profiles out of China. 800 out of the Philippines. Did you hear about anything mentioned about Israeli bot farms? One of the organization's primary tools is a software package called Advanced Impact Media Solutions, or AIMS. The software automates centralized control of thousands, as many as 30,000, fake social media profiles all across every platform. Each platform, so if they have like, Friar Butthole Facebook page, Friar Butthole has a Instagram page, a YouTube channel, all of them, and they're able to work each one at the same time. That huge consortium of investigative journalists said that technology was like something they'd never seen before. It wasn't fair to call them bots. It was more like avatars, because they were just so much more advanced than anything else that's available. So, when you look at my feed and you look at the crazy shit, how many people supposedly support pedophilia and support Israel and the friars and all that shit. You look at the censorship that comes my way, how difficult it is for people that actually want to be here, like Karen, who gets kicked out left and right. And then you look at what does happen, and you have all of this weird, these weird people making pizza jokes and all kinds of crazy shit, who clearly set alarms, and they live for me. They'll sit here for hours, day after day after day. Ask them why they're here, they'll say stupid shit like, it's entertaining. It's entertaining to be called a pedo and to actually be the example I need you to be. Right? Like, if I was talking about all this crazy shit and there wasn't this example for people to see, I'd look like a nutcase. But the fact that you guys provide an example that is above and beyond what I could even hope for, I appreciate that shit. That's how stupid and inbred you fucking friars are. A page with six viewers and 16 likes, 2,500 subscribers. How does that even work? And instead, again, it's these. Does it seem like it's actual, like, normal people? Do you know anybody? Do you know anybody that you can say does that? Yeah, my buddy sits online every day and watches this guy that he hates, and that guy calls him a pedophile and all kinds of shit. My buddy never denies it or anything. He just sits there and tries to talk about other shit, and he talks shit to the guy and then tries to distract him. And he does it every day for hours on end. Fucking Sunday through Sunday. Take no day off. He does it every day. Do you know anybody like that? If you did, would you think that was like normal and cool? Oh, are we going to get dropped down to 1 again? We're at 3. Come on. Let's get it down to 0 again. Because you delusional. Yeah, if I was delusional, you wouldn't be here. I'd be making it up. But that's, we'll explain that for people real quick. See, I prefer to explain things using their explanations. So it's no conspiracy theory. It's no my theory. This is what they want you to know. Auto emancipation, pamphlet written in German anonymously by a turn that they eventually attributed to a Russian-Polish friar doctor who had his law degree but wasn't allowed to practice law, so he just became a doctor instead. Because, that's just how that works. An activist, Leon Pinsker, in 1882. It was published in 1882, and it was attributed to him, I think, post-mortem. But it was anonymous when it was written in German by a Russian-Polish guy. It is considered a founding document of modern friar nationalism, especially Zionism. Pinsker discussed the origins of anti-Semitism. That's where we go right away. Not, we are good, we're this, anything like that. Immediately plays the victim card. And Wikipedia does it too, because Wikipedia is controlled by Israel. Everything has to be balanced and Zionist in nature. Pinsker discussed the origins of anti-Semitism and argued for friar self-rule and the development of a friar national consciousness. He wrote that friars would never become equal to the Goyim until they had a state of their own. He called on friar leaders to convene and address the problem. In the pamphlet, he describes anti-friar attacks as a psychosis, a pathological disorder, and an irrational phobia. Not or, and. If you don't accept their supremacy, you have a psychosis, a pathological disorder, and an irrational phobia. And this is 1882. It shows you that they're new. They're a new club. They haven't been around for a very long time. And you hear these narratives of these aliyahs, but they just don't make sense. When the first aliyah, the first aliyah, so the first aliyah is, I thought the first aliyah was the one in the 1600s, but I guess that's attached to the Proto-Zionism. So this one, also known as the architectural aliyah, was a major wave of friar immigration to Ottoman Palestine between 1881, a year before that friar thing was written, and 1903. Friars who migrated in this wave came mostly from Eastern Europe. So, what they're talking about is, a bunch of people who are, if they're in Europe, Eastern Europe, they're like 1,000, 1,500 miles away from Palestine. So, in 1881, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 1895, 10, all the way up through, pretty far. How are they doing all of this migration? It would have had to have been by foot or by train, I guess, or maybe by ship. But they were so poor and persecuted. That's why they were leaving. So, the idea that they were able to catch rides and shit, that just doesn't seem feasible. Let's see. Thanks for the likes, peoples. If you're watching, like, share, sub. A smaller number, from Europe, stimulated by pogroms, and violence against the friar communities there. See? It's always the same thing. Pogroms, violence, economic situations, blah, blah. They were being mistreated, so they left. And they thought, somehow they all just thought, let's go to Palestine. Let's go to a place where they don't like us. And they all just got there. A smaller number came from other areas such as Yemen and were primarily motivated by religious purposes. Oh, interesting. Estimates of the numbers of friars who immigrated range from 2,500 to a total of 25,000 to a total of 60,000, with between 50 to 70% who later immigrated elsewhere. Okay, so if it's 60,000 in the 22-year time frame, that's like 4,000 per year, right? Because they just weren't that, they just didn't exist. You'll see. Just watch. When I read something, you'll see. Many of the European friar immigrants during the late 19th century, early 20th century period gave up after a few months and went back to their country of origin, often suffering from hunger and disease. So they're saying that these people were walking. And once you've already walked halfway there, walking home would be it'd be just as long, wouldn't it? Watch the comment section is really going to start blowing up here. Instead of shutting up and listening or addressing what's being said, they're just going to start talking about crazy, stupid shit. Watch. That's how this always works. We're so throttled. 17 or 7 viewers, 18 likes total. Makes no sense. During the first Aliyah, architectural settlements called Moshava were established. The immigrants engaged almost exclusively in agriculture, architecture, agriculture. Yeah, these are agricultural settlements. My bad. At the beginning of the period, the friar population in Ottoman Palestine was around 26,000. I mean, that's almost gone. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Of course, of the first Aliyah, many immigrants arrived from different countries in Europe, Africa, and Asia. Why? It's just weird. Why were there friar communities all over the place like that? Doesn't that seem backwards? By the end of this period, the friar population in the Ottoman Palestine had grown to approximately 55,000, doubled in size. Now, this is an invasion. And during these invasions, they were coming here or they were going to Palestine. I wonder what they called the were you getting shawarma? Is that what you said? Oh, I was just asking. The use of the term First Aliyah is controversial because there had been a previous wave of immigration to the Ottoman Syria during the mid-19th century between. They're gonna fight.
I threw the peanuts out there yesterday. So.
Check the mail real quick.
The mail hasn't been through yet. I scared them all.
Well, then you're gonna be standing there. Between 1840 and 1880. Again, this is an invasion. Like, you just don't think about it that way because of the way they've presented things. But nobody would be okay with that. If a group of people came into your region and was like, hey, it has to be our way now. We're in charge. Like, when you look into what these aliyahs are about, the idea was to create a utopia. And in a utopia, you're not working. They wanted a utopia where they reigned supreme. And they didn't have to work, but they still wanted the best of everything. The only way that can ever happen is if you have people working, right? There has to be people working for you. So the idea of coming here and immediately enslaving, demanding, Semitism, policy, and predisposition be favoritism, show you favoritism. This was a nightmare. And it was being sponsored by, like, the world. Like, these people were being told they had to accept this. They would come in and take places over. It's what they're doing here in the United States. Communities like Lakewood show you exactly what I'm saying. Lakewood should terrify everyone, right? Because they're absolutely outbreeding us. How many people do you know that have 15, 18 kids and shit? Do you know anyone in today's society that has that many kids? And if you do, you're like, oh, those weird ass Mormons or some shit, right? They're outbreeding us. Why? How? Why are we allowing it? Do you think that's gonna work out? People that demand, like, there's a video of a guy showing you, pulls it up online and shows you the whatever the real estate website that shows you these listings and shit. That these guys are living in Section 8 housing that's specifically for them. No black people are allowed to get that Section 8 housing. But they're living in $1 million houses. Huge square footage, multiple bathrooms, multiple bedrooms. Very, very upper class. Not quite mansions, but very much upper class. And what they do is they move in and they just disrupt everything. They really do. They're one of the things is, so according to their beliefs, if it's a dwelling of theirs, it can be considered a house of worship. And so when they get a house, the streets then get filled up with friars coming in left and right to do who knows what behind closed doors, ritual crazy shit behind closed doors. But they make it life in the neighborhood awful for the people that live there, have lived there forever. And if they've lived in that area, they already know what's happening. They've heard about this shit already happening. They know this is how they operate. So what they do is once they get one family in, and they flood the road with cars, horrible drivers, and drive on your lawn. They're mean. They're nasty. They have no respect for anything outside of them. Everything to them that isn't them is goyim. There's no distinguishing between the dog, the cat, the chair, the bed, the goyim, the Gentile. We're all just goyim. It's all goyim. It's all goy. I like that. I'm gonna start saying that. And so they make it awful, and then they start coming in and saying, hey, somebody will come knock on your door and say, hey, your house is is valued at say 150,000. We'll give you 500,000 if you could move out in a month. And you'd be a fucking moron not to take it. One, because you already see what's happening. You already see that you're losing your neighbor. You will never sell your house for that much money again. And that's their thing. And that's how they take over these neighborhoods. And once they take over the neighborhood, they then take over the boards. They take over the voting bodies and shit. And they start funneling the money out of the public school systems and into their private school systems. Like in Lakewood, the busing that's used to take their kids to their private schools is paid for by the tax dollars. You know, like they have private schools, but they don't pay for their own busing. We pay for their busing. And they're taking away from public schools to do so. Right? It's fucking nuts. It's so nuts. And if it was Arabs, you'd be losing your shit. Everyone would lose their shit. But because they've attached their identity to a race, that's what it is. Because they've been able to successfully attach their choice, their stupid ass belief structure, to a racial identity. Most people are like, hey, I don't want to be racist. Which is so stupid, because it's not a race, it's a choice. But that's how that works. That's why that is that way. So that you'll shut the fuck up. Because as soon as they start, because they love to attach themselves to the plight of black people. Right? They love to make it sound like what's happened to blacks happened to them, and they know the pain and the suffering, and it's funny, anytime there's an event that involves them, some sort of, fake fucking tragedy, they parade black people out to be like, yo, these are our brothers and sisters, they go through the same things that we go through, blah, blah, blah. Whenever there's like a Black Lives Matter thing or whatever, they're nowhere to be seen. Can you imagine if any of those Black Lives Matter protests at the front of the line, right in between the protesters and the police, there was a line of penguins sitting there like, come on, we stand with our brothers and sisters here. Do you think the police would rush that line like they rush it when it's regular goyim? No. All right. First Aliyah, 1840, 1880, rose from 9,000 to 23,000. However, nearly all of the friars from Eastern Europe before the first Aliyah came from traditional friar families who were inspired by traditional ideas of the holiness of the land combined with practical economic considerations rather than by modern Zionist ideology. It just coincided with it. It just happens to identify and like you could easily mistake it for Zionist ideology, but it's not Zionist ideology. Don't be a dick. Don't be racist. Thus, the first Aliyah represents the beginning of organized Zionism in the land of Israel, differentiating it from earlier immigration. What? However, nearly all the friars from Eastern Europe before the first Aliyah came from traditional friar families who were inspired by traditional ideas of holiness of the land combined with practical and economic considerations. You just pack up and move a couple of 1,000 miles because the opportunities are just going to be better for you in a land where supposedly everyone hates you. Isn't that kind of backwards? But anyway, by traditional ideas of holiness in the land combined with practical economic considerations rather than by modern Zionist ideology. Thus, the first Aliyah represents the beginning of organized Zionism in the land of Israel, differentiating it from the earlier immigration. Do you guys not see what it just says? Seriously, there are 13 people here, and I have one doofus commenting. 13 people, none of you have any sort of opinions on this? You don't think this is fucking weird? It just said, they moved there for at the exact time Zionism became a big thing, but they were traditional. The majority of them were just traditional, and they liked the idea of it being the Holy Land, and yeah, other people were there that would need to be displaced, but They were willing to sacrifice it because the economic factors was so in their favor. But it had nothing to do with Zionism, which was the start of Zionism in the region. What the fuck are we talking about? This is so stupid. Background. The migration to Ottoman Palestine at the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century took place during the period of mass global immigration from Eastern Europe to the Western world. Yeah, but that's the opposite direction. From the early 19th century until World War II, approximately 65 million people, including around 4.5 million friars, migrated to countries in Central and Western Europe and the Americas, including North and South America, Australia, and South Africa. Doesn't that just seem weird? Like, they say this and you're just supposed to go, oh yeah, okay. Not, where the fuck did all these people just suddenly come from? How did they afford all this? Come to find out, as soon as they got to these places, they started building incredible post offices and you know, like buildings that would stand the test of time and all this other. They just did it. They just came from nowhere. Oh yeah, some people called it orphan trains and shit. Who cares? Like, this is such a weird narrative, and it's crazy to me that my lunch break says this one all the time, but it is really weird to think that this narrative existed for such a long time and nobody ever thought to question it. Nobody was ever like, what are you talking about? 65 million people just sort of appeared out of nowhere and then dispersed all over the world at the same time? How? Right? It's just fucking stupid. The majority of the friar immigrants went from Eastern Europe to the United States, right? Around 3 million. Right, but think about that. The majority of the friars in Europe just decided to come to the United States, where they were going to be so persecuted and blah, 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 blah. Does that sound believable? Apparently crossing the Atlantic Ocean was no big deal back then. Cheap. And then you got here and what? Good thing there were all those friar agencies and whatnot that existed back then. Having apartments that they just gave to these people and set them up with all these opportunities. And it's really a weird narrative when you really start peeling back the layers. If you're watching, like, share, sub. Oops, shouldn't have said that. That's going to kill my numbers. A small minority of friar immigrants moved to Palestine during the early waves of migration, and some of them settled there. They just settled there. Among the reasons for the mass migration, oh, here we go, from Eastern Europe were economic hardships resulting from rapid population growth, the friar community from the Pale settlement in Western Russia, that's the second time I've seen that, Gallica and Romania, in particular, suffered from economic difficulties. Right, because what always ends up happening is as these people are leaving and going to the new place is having economic difficulties, and the old place is having economic difficulties. And it almost seems like the economic difficulties follow them. And once they move to they move to the new place, and because of the economic difficulties, everything is super, super cheap for them to move in. And as soon as they get established, then suddenly everything gets expensive again. And then when the new wave is about to start, oh no, shit tanks again, and all the prices drop, and all of the goyim move out or suffer or whatever, while they just keep flooding in, keep flooding in. You see this. Every one of these waves is preceded by an economic, situation and succeeded by an economic situation. It always works this way according to the narrative we're told. Most of the friar immigrants, who mainly migrated to America, were families seeking to escape persecution and aiming to improve their personal and economic security. So, again, why would they be so persecuted? Isn't it weird that there's an economic situation? These people are systematically blamed for it. They go, hey, you're not allowed to say that. And then they leave. And things get better once they leave. Isn't that strange that that works out? That time after time after time, the same people not only get blamed for it, but are also associated with it all the way through? Think about how crazy that is. Here we go. Anti-Semitic persecution, both by authorities and by the local population in Eastern Europe, primarily the Russian Empire, intensified the friar migration. Notice how there's never a why. They never talk about why they were so persecuted. One of the reasons is absolutely the circumcision aspect of things. To the point where it's still illegal in Europe. They still don't do it in Europe. They had to, 3 million of them came here and fucking changed everything around. They made America what they wanted it to be. And now circumcision is this. The reason we all do it is to normalize it. Because if they were the only ones doing that shit while also putting their mouths on it, we'd all have a huge fucking problem with it. But this is the shit. This is what they do, man. This is how they operate. Notice there's no argue. You can't. What are you gonna argue with the fucking the Wikipedia shit? Come on now. Can't argue with Wikipedia. It's what you want us to know. This is the narrative that you guys give us. Primarily in a resident, prominent anti-Semitic incidents in this context include the Kiev pogrom in 1881, the May laws in 1882, and the expulsion of Moscow's friars in 1890. Seriously, what do you think was so severe that's what happened? It's not like people were just like, oh, we don't like the way you dress. The why is never ever talked about in any of these situations, and it's so frustrating. It's the most important part. Why is all this happening? Reasoning and motives. This migration to Ottoman Palestine was influenced by extensive Zionist activity in Eastern Europe. I thought it wasn't Zionist. Which inspired a sense of historical and religious connection between the friar people and the ancient land. Oh, yeah. Fuck all the people that already live there. Zionist propaganda, not Zionist activity. Zionist propaganda made all these people go, hey, that's our land. Despite its difficult political and economic environment compared to other migration destinations. After widespread pogroms in the Russian Empire, known as the Kiev pogrom, like, again, good thing that happened, so they had an excuse. Isn't that strange? It's always that something happens to them, so they have to go to Palestine. Well, something happened to us, so we have to go there. What do you mean we can't go there? That's our ancestral homeland. Something happened to us. We say it did. 6 million. Because now this one was a really big one. So because this one happened, not only do we get to go there, we're going to take a large portion of it and call it our own now. Yeah. It just works out that way. Doesn't work out that way for anyone else. Known as the Kiev Pogrom in 1881, the pamphlet Auto-Emancipation by Leon Pinsker was published and the organization Hibbet Zion, Lovers of Zion, was established. Man, all that just happened to happen. Like it sounds like it's manufactured. That seems weird though, doesn't it? If you're watching, like, share, sub. Don't forget to get your free download. www.the-bilderberg, group.com. It's free when you click download. Put 0 and it's free. All we ask is that you share with somebody. It will be in the description after the fact, maybe. Its members opened branches in many cities and towns, leading to a national awakening among part of the friar population in the Pale of Settlement areas. That's the Russian. They were so persecuted that this huge section of land was given to them to live on their own, govern themselves, do whatever they wanted, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's what you do. You give people a large portion of land to live how they want to when you hate them. Extending beyond the baptism, made the Zionist movement popular. Weird, right? Like all of a sudden, there's a rise, or at least they're told there's a rise. And again, if they're tanking communities, people are like, hey, they fucking tanked our community. And all you have to do is spin it into, oh, they hate us. Oh. It's always been the same. When the celebrities were saying it back in the day, we listened. The rising and made the Zionist movement popular, replacing the attitude of integration into European societies. Right? So prior to this, they were integrated. You know, they weren't thinking like, we should live our own weird ass way and do our own fucking pedophile shit. They were just living in their own little communities and everything was supposedly okay. I mean, it's all fake. But to think that like they were, no, you deserve better. Like this is Nazi propaganda. This is what you're told Nazis were. They were told they were special. They were told that they should have their own area and it should be them and them alone and kill everybody that's not us and yada, yada, yada. That's the same shit. On January 11th, 1882, the first Lovers of Zion Congress, the Fosani Zionist Congress, was held. Its participants represented 70,000 activists, which accounted for 1/3 of the Roman friars at the time. 70,000. This is 1882. How are you organizing and communicating with 70,000 people in 1882? Either we're lied to about the way that the world worked and technology and all that shit, or this shit's not true. It would take forever for communications to travel to on fucking horseback. What are you talking about? Moishe Halevi Goldrin, a leader and visionary, called the convention the Union for the Agricultural Settlement. See, and again, they present it as, oh, we're just trying to build some agricultural farming land. That's all. We're just trying to farm. We're just farmers. Presented a bold plan to organize group immigration to Palestine and Syria and establish farming communities there. Why? Oh, look. Ha ha. He's making pizza jokes. Ha ha, that's funny. Don't pay attention to this. Listen to that comedian. Ha ha. Pedo jokes are funny. There, the Central Committee for Settling the Land of Israel and Syria was established. It was the first organization dealing with organized immigrant groups to the land of Israel. The committee organized expeditions from Galilee on the Danube to the land of Israel, bringing immigrants from friar communities in Romania. Through the community's activities, about 600 people out of approximately 1,000 early immigrants settled in Moshava, including Rosh Pina and Zikran Yaakov. In 1883, the committee ran into financial difficulties and transferred the assets of Zikran Yaakov to Baron Rothschild. You guys got to be kidding me, right? Come on. Come on. Do you guys see this shit? Come on. Of all the people in the world to be mentioned in this, oh my God. Like, again, if you're a fucking ass, if you're one of them, you're going to play it off like this is nothing. Anyone else, if you're even slightly in this community, you should know that just took it into the, like, duh, but holy shit area. Don't you think it's strange that it just worked out that way? Many of the immigrants were simply seeking what any other immigrants were seeking, a better life away from pogroms. So instead of going to America where they had shit on lock, they decided to go to a hostile environment and be hostile themselves, refusing to assimilate because they were just fleeing. They just wanted a better life for themselves. Oh. And of course, if you happen to have a report on this in school, you fucking drew the short straw and you had to do the first Aliyah. Or if you ever just look this shit up and you're not looking at it skeptically, you're just like, okay, I want to know what it says. You're going to get these little paragraphs thrown in where it's like, oh, and they were just defending themselves. Oh, they were just by taking other people's land and kicking them out of their houses and murdering and all that. They were just defending themselves. Many of the immigrants were simply seeking what any other immigrants were seeking, a better life away from pogroms. So fucking stupid. The first Aliyah occurred from 1881 to 1903. Settlers in Bessarabia, 1888, in the colony of Castina near the Palestinian village of Quastina. The colony was later reestablished as Beruv Tubili in 1896. What the fuck? Would you expect houses that look like that in 1896? What the fuck? Let me just stand here in the middle of the thing, make it look like I'm doing something. Stand here with my suit on and my expensive clothing, because, everybody always has suits on and shit. What are these guys walking all funny and shit? This guy just standing in front of the bowl. Where's this caravan going? The houses are back that way. Why is he posed sideways? These fake ass pictures, man. First Aliyah occurred from 1891 to 1903 and did not go as planned as Zionists ran out of funds. The Rothschild organization helped the Zionist movement by funding Zionists and by purchasing large settlements and by creating new settlements. I could not make this shit up, you guys. I hate saying that, but I wouldn't make that shit up because I would say it was too obvious. Thank you. I would say if I said that, nobody would believe me. Oh yeah, the Rothschilds just happen to be a part of this too. Sure. So it's literally saying the first wave of real sort of effort to create Israel was completely funded by the Rothschilds, who bought up a whole bunch of land and created a whole bunch of settlements. Are you fucking shitting me? What'd you get? Meat? Chicken? It's good, isn't it? Did you get the light pickles too? Yeah. If you don't, they'll make it a pickle sandwich. Are you staying down here? I probably have like 5 minutes. Oh, so, yeah. You need me to? Let me just go finish this and I'll be right. I don't care. After the first wave in the early 1880s, there was another spike in 1890. Again, every 10 years. Yeah. The Russian Empire officially approved the activity of Hovi Zion in 1890. The same year, the Odessa Committee began its operation in Haifa. The purpose of this organization was to absorb immigrants into Ottoman Syria who came as a result of activities in Hovi Zion in Russia. So they create the problem and then send them on. Okay. Also, Russian friary's situation deteriorated as the authorities continued to push friars out of businesses and trade, and Moscow was almost entirely cleansed of friars. Man, that had to be amazing. The Ottoman authorities recognized the friar immigration wave to the land as early as November of 1882. They understood from the beginning of the 1880s that it was part of a larger friar national plan. Consequently, they took steps to limit the entry options for friars into the country. Restrictions were imposed, despite the Sultan's permit for friar settlement given during the meeting with 2 friar representatives from Romania in May of 1882. The scope of the immigration diminished due to these restrictions and the difficulties faced by these immigrants. Well, when that Rothschild money wasn't getting paid or whatever, lost another ooh, somebody's mad. Friar immigration to Ottoman Palestine from Eastern Europe occurred as part of a mass immigration of approximately 2.5. Remember yesterday or the other day, it was 2. Told you it's 3. Now we're saying 2.5. 2.5 million people that took place towards the end of the 19th and beginning of the 20th century. A rapid increase in population had created economic problems that affected friar societies in the Pales of settlement in Russia, Gallica, and Romania. Why were they only in those 3 real places? That's weird. Persecution of friars in Russia was also a factor. In 1881, Tsar Alexander of Russia was assassinated, and the authorities blamed the friars for the assassination. They didn't do it, though. Consequently, so the authorities blame the friars means they did it. They did it. Why would the authorities blame them if they didn't do it? In addition to the May laws, major anti-friar pogroms swept the Pale of settlement. A movement called Habit Zion, Lovers of Zion, spread across the Pale. How did obviously if these arrogant, entitled settlements are springing up, there's going to be resistance to it. You can't, they keep saying one thing and then the other, like they always do. Helped by Leon Pinsker's auto-emancipation pamphlet. Right? You guys, nobody talks about this shit. As did the smaller Bilu movement. Both movements encouraged friars to immigrate to Ottoman Palestine. In 1882, many friars who were preparing to immigrate and several organizations that were on the verge of finalizing land purchases for establishing settlements were thrown into disarray and decided not to immigrate because of the Ottomans' restriction. So what? They went to the United States instead? The immigrants renewed in 1890 for several reasons. The prominent the prominent among them were, number one, the Russian government granted official approval for the activities of the Habit Zion movement. Oh yeah, that's why I needed to come upstairs. My phone's going to die. In 1890, starting from this year, the Odessa Committee began operating in the land, aiming to give home to immigrants who arrived in the country legally due to the Zionist activity in Russia. The friars arrived to the land. I'll be done. As Russian citizens. Isn't that weird how they were so persecuted and hated, yet they were given so many opportunities and so much bending of rules and laws and shit? The economic situation. Did you eat that already? You ate that already? Oh. The economic situation of Russian friars worsened as the authorities continued to push friars out of trade and industry. This is number 2. In 1891, friars were expelled from Moscow. This difficult situation increased immigration from Russia. They were expelled. So they just happened to have the immigration destination already set up and shit for them. Number 3, the economic condition of the settlements from the first wave of immigration improved during the period of the First Aliyah, thanks to the assistance of Baron Rothschild. Through planting orchards, establishing vineyards, etc. This phenomenon attracted a second wave to the First Aliyah, to the second wave of the First Aliyah to the land of Israel. I mean, get the fuck out of here. They're the richest family in the world to this day. And they're paying for these friars to, like they're paying for the vineyards to get set up. They're not doing it. They're not working. They're busy at yeshiva. From Yemen, the first group of immigrants from Yemen came approximately 7 months before most of the Eastern European friars arrived in Palestine. Right, the disguise. Right, because the Yemen ones look like the Palestinians. Spoke the language and shit. Set things up. Jesus Christ! Due to the changes in the Ottoman Empire, citizens could move more freely, and in 1869, yeah, because, you know, travel in the 1869s was really easy to do. And in 1869, travel was improved with the opening of the Suez Canal. Right, because they just dug that shit out. No problem. Which reduced the travel time from Yemen to Ottoman Syria. Certain Yemenite friars interpreted these changes and the new developments in the Holy Land as heavenly signs that the time of redemption was near. By settling in the Ottoman Syria, they would play a part in what they believed could precipitate the anticipated Messianic era. Immigration from Yemen to the Mustafiriyat of Jerusalem, Ottoman Syria, began in early 1881 and continued almost without interruption until 1914. Sounds nice. It was during this time that about 10% of the Yemenite friars left. From 1881 to 1882, a few hundred friars from Sana'a and several nearby settlements. The wave was followed by other friars from central Yemen who continued to move into Ottoman Syria provinces until 1914. The majority of these groups moved into Jerusalem and Haifa. See, this is why it's not a race. The people from Eastern Europe and the people from Yemen, they're not the same people. In 1884, more families settled into a new built neighborhood called Yemenite Village in the Jerusalem district of Silwan, and built the old Yemenite synagogue. Gee, that's weird. I wonder if old Baron had anything to do with that. Before World War I, there was another wave that began in 1906 and continued until 1914. Hundreds of Yemenite friars made their way to Ottoman Syria to choose to settle in the agricultural settlements. It was after these movements that the World Zionist Organization sent Shmuel blah blah to encourage friars to immigrate to the land of Israel. Sent him where? Oh, they sent him to Yemen. Again, they sent him to Yemen with an unlimited pay bank book, and he just went around and convinced, hey, you should leave. Come over here. We're going to pay for it. Everything will be good. What are they, door to door? reached Yemen at the beginning of 1911 and returned to Ottoman Syria in April 1912. Due to his efforts, about 1,000 friars left central and southern Yemen, with several hundred more arriving before 1914. The first Aliyah laid the cornerstone for friar settlements in Israel and created several settlements, blah, blah, I don't care. Immigrants of the first Aliyah also contributed to existing friar towns and settlements, notably, who cares, the first neighborhoods of Tel Aviv, blah, blah, in 1887, blah, blah, in 1890, were also built by members of the Aliyah, although it is not until the second Aliyah that Tel Aviv was officially founded. The settlements established the first Aliyah, known in Hebrew as Mashavat. Here's a list of the shits. References. Oh, it doesn't give you the list of names. Because if you look at the second Aliyah, it gives you a list of names of prominent friars that ended up settling there in the second Aliyah. And all but one of them were born in like 1880. And the one was from like 1864 or something like that. That was the oldest one. It's like, wait, you're saying there's no older people that were prominent? And it's all just bullshit. Anyway, have yourselves a wonderful fucking day. Go check out all the links and blah, blah, blah. We're better than this, you guys. We're better than this. Oh, yeah, pedophiles. Kill yourself. Wait for it.